I have some tough news, everybody. You're not going to want to hear this. It's really tough stuff, man. I woke up this morning and, well, I had a pain. I had a really bad pain. And I didn't know what to do about it. I had this pain in my stomach. I went to the kitchen and I opened the fridge and there were no snacks. I looked in the pantry. I was like, well, we don't have any snacks in the fridge. Maybe in the pantry. Looked in the pantry. There are no snacks in the pantry. No pretzels. No pinwheel rolls. No more sardines. I'm out of sardines. I was just so much pain in my belly. I was so hungry. And here I am sitting down with you. No sausage. I have no sausage to eat in this live stream. I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. Oh, it's so bad. I don't know what to do. I have a glass of water. There are no snacks at all. I don't know if we can. I will have to. I don't know. We'll truck through. I don't have an apple. I don't have a cookie. I don't have anything. Alright. I guess we should get started. Alright, so in the upper right hand corner is the online session ID. I do like snacks, guys. I like to have a little snack. Do you guys ever work? Do you have a job and you work and you have like, I don't know, like, you know, like trail mix or something? I like to have a snack when I'm working. Session ID in the upper right hand corner, of course, is in the description of the live stream, as it usually is. Here's Zoro and Hades. Is it Hades? We're going to be working on heavy bowgun builds. You know why? Because I'm done with the hammers. Let me explain. I was thinking about it in my sleep, and I'm pretty satisfied with the Nergigante hammer. I think I can explain the end game hammer builds, or all the best hammer builds if you want to use that term. Let's jump up to the workshop. Forward, okay? So with the hammers, you usually care about raw damage, because that's where it gets all its damage from. It's not a good elemental weapon. And what we discovered was the Nergigante tree is doing terrific damage. Not as much as arguably the Acidic Glavenus hammer or the Ishvalda hammer, but it's very close. And the full white sharpness bar means you build no handicraft, you don't build Master's Touch, well, you don't have to build Master's Touch, and you don't have to build speed sharpening or protective polish or anything else, no spare shot, razor sharp, nothing related to sharpness. And the damage is fine, and we know that the damage multiplier for white sharpness is 1.35. The damage multiplier for purple sharpness is 1.39, which really isn't that much. So this hammer is like the new sleep hammer to me at this point. I played it yesterday, I thought about it, this is my new sleep hammer. Okay, it's the Nergigante hammer. You better reach Master Rank 99 in order to unlock this. I think this is going to be what a lot of people start using. And then, you know, if you haven't reached Master Rank 99 and you're like, oh my god, which hammer should I use? Honestly, just go with the bone hammer. It's cheap, it's easy, it has very fair damage. You can go elementless with it. You can see it has a white sharpness bar there. It's going to be cheap and easy. It'll get you all the way to the Nergi hammer, it will. You'll get all the way here. If you've got parts in your pocket and they're burning a hole and you really want to spend your stuff, which I don't recommend, I recommend going for the armor instead. You could go for the Ishvalda hammer. And I probably don't recommend the Acidic Glavenus tree until late game when you can get some crazy Master's Touch build going. Okay, so the hammer meta, in my opinion, is really just two hammers. Bone hammer for starters, and then you move right into the Nergigante hammer. That's my opinion. We're done with hammers. Let's take a look at the heavy bowguns. We are doing heavy bowguns next. How's it going, Kelvin Smith, by the way? We're doing heavy bowguns next because I'm already mostly done with heavy bowguns. That's the truth. We've already messed around with the heavy bowguns. We got Crimson Kadashi Lion for the Pierce ammo. We have Solemn Reflection for Sticky and Cluster and Wyvern. Horn King Blazuka is going to have the best Wyvern snipe, but also has a really nice, strong Wyvern ammo. The problem is you run out of parts too fast, so this is a real specialty gun. I was a big fan of it in the base game, and it looks like it does have potential in Iceborne. Probably going to depend on fighting a monster where the monster naturally moves around a lot, so you're able to go back to camp and refill on that Wyvern ammo. Also a monster that has a really big body, so you can shoot that Wyvern snipe through the body. I don't like the Wyvern snipe mod, the one that changes it into a single shot. I'm not a big fan of it. You lose a mod slot and you don't really gain much damage. So it's the same problem, but they're like, well, Wyvern snipe works a little better for small monsters now. So Horn King Blazuka, Wyvern snipe, sticky ammo, pierce ammo. What are we missing on that list? We're missing the spread ammo. So it is time to build, you guessed it, the Zinogre Heavy Bowgun. It's Glutton 2.0, didn't you know? Hey, Gameconomist, did you know that the Zinogre Heavy Bowgun is Wyvern... No, wait, I messed it up. It's spread ammo 2.0? I was going for Wyvern Stack. What's wrong with me? I just said it. You guys thought maybe I had an appendix problem? No, I have early onset dementia. I can't remember words. Here it is, Loyal Thunder. So loyal. And, oh my god, we can't build the Deadeye Destroyer because we're missing a ZZ Yaku shard. Alright, so we've got our hammer set up right here. Let's just use that to run through this ZZ fight real fast. I hope you guys don't mind a little hammer gameplay in the heavy bow. Well, I mean, we could... Let's switch over to the heavy bowgun. No, we're going to switch over. Come on. Come on. Here, you guys probably want to see what build I'm using with the hammer right now. Somebody will say that. Take a look at this. Alright. You can screenshot it in 1, 2, 3. Alright. You screenshotted it. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Probably no one did. You know, I was watching live streams last night from other streamers. There was not a lot of variety. Everyone was kind of making the same content, and one of the things I learned is that people do not generally talk that much when they live stream. I don't know why, but I talk a lot, and I have a lot to say. It's not just like boring talk, but I mean, like, I have a lot to say. Like, I don't know if you guys know this about me. I actually hold back because I don't want to talk too much about something that you guys might not like. How do we get high rank ZZ? Oh, right. I try not to talk too much because it's like, yeah, that's too controversial, or that's too, you know, nobody wants to do it, nobody wants to talk about that. I did not know how boring a live stream can be because somebody doesn't want to talk about stuff. I had no idea. Aid says, can you make some CC build? Everyone has a CC build now. Didn't you know that? All you got to do is flint shot. Flint shot all day, every day. Speaking of which, my flint shot guide is up. It is getting terrific views and terrific reviews, I guess is the right term. So people are enjoying that video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I edited it to have a nice little cool intro. I actually put some effort into the editing for once. Stayed up till like 6 a.m. to get that done too, isn't that funny? Giovanni, I like that name by the way. He says, would you recommend the Bludgeoner Charm or Handicraft? Handicraft. I'm using the Acidic Glavenus Hammer right now. I can't tell if I'm getting more damage from Handicraft or the Bludgeoner Charm. I would go with Handicraft and try to build Master's Touch. Or Protective Polish. One setup or the other. You're going to sharpen a lot if you use Protective Polish. What do you need for the level 4 Handicraft Charm? You probably need Guiding Lands at level 7. Hypertian said, this session filled faster than normal. I expect that to kind of happen. Look at that. We are full. Yeah, I expect the session to fill up quite quickly as time goes by, because this is the other thing I noticed. There are all these people streaming Monster Hunter Iceborne who have not a big commitment to Monster Hunter. Just a lot of them. Variety streamers, people who play like whatever game is popular at the time. There were some girls. There was some people from other countries streaming it, but you could tell like they didn't really know what they were doing. They didn't know how to flint shot, and I was like, damn. People need to know that you have a few good, you know, people who are really committed to the community. And I don't know who else there is, but there's because I don't check other people's live streams very often, and I can put it in a bun. But yeah, you don't have a lot of options. I didn't see a lot of people committed to the community streaming, and these are going to be the people who have like all the deep knowledge of the game. You know, like they've seen a lot of speed runs and talked about it and heard people talking about it and stuff like that. It's just people casually playing, and I was like, wow, I had no idea. But also maybe it was because it was like 7 a.m. in the morning. People are up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Where are all them streamers? Ishfalda. What a cool name. Ishfalda. You just want to say it. I like Everworm too, though. They could have stuck with Everworm. The old Everworm. The old Everpants. We're on our way. We have Bjorn, Tzz, and Hades. Did I get your name right? Grab this honey. What? Oh, I always feel bad for... Ooh, let's turn my TV up. I can't hear anything. That's too loud. Get 'em, boys. Don't do it. But yeah, you know, I feel like when it comes to entertaining content, just watching the gameplay itself is not enough. It's not enough. You know, you could play the game right now. We know it. You can't watch the same gameplay for like 1 billion hours either. You know, it's just like you beating up on a monster. And so I almost felt like after watching those streamers, what became apparent to me is that you have to have something else to talk about. You have to. Or else, that's what people are watching for, almost. They're watching not just for the information, not just for the actual gameplay, but they're watching actually to have maybe an experience with the live streamer, or maybe to hear some interesting talk about what's going on in the news, or something like that. That's why I realized. I was watching a live stream, and I was getting bored. I was like, wow, I couldn't do this. I'm going to get bored. It's a Buddhist name, huh, Ishvalda? Ish? Reminds me of Ishtar. Oh, he's already limping, man. Get him! Don't let him get away! Oh my god, how's he getting away so fast? Interesting talk, I ran out of sausage. I mean, that is actually a big problem for me. Grab this right here. Did he just kick me off? You son of a bleep. Oh, he still got me. I was hoping because I'm behind the wall it wouldn't affect me. Ghost Smuggler says I watch for the carting. What are you talking about? That never happens in this. I don't cart. Everyone else does. I carry them. I never cart. Oh, I don't remember the piece we needed. Do you guys remember the piece we needed? Oh, snap. I hope we get it. How do I say your name? Lias A says, I made it to Master Rank 100, but got seriously burnt out. I don't feel like playing anymore. Any tips to make me feel like playing again? Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. The problem often is that you're grinding real hard, like 8 hours a day. Don't do that if you don't want to feel burnt out, first of all. I mean, if you play any game for like 8 hours a day, you're going to feel burnt out. This is the truth. I mean, unless... But there's two things I would say that help you from feeling burnt out with Monster Hunter. A, become an actual serious speedrunner. Okay, so if you speedrun, that's the closest thing you have to PvP in this game. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a better time than someone else, right? It's kind of competitive. You're going to have a recording setup. You know, if you're on the PlayStation, I think that the PlayStation has the ability to just record it. Xbox doesn't. PC sort of does if your PC is strong enough. So you could go into speedrunning and really try to make something impressive and show it to the community, and you will be showered in praise, probably. Your alternative option is to get into multiplayer, and I would say to help people who are struggling get through with the game. And the problem right now is you can't really do this with Iceborne. Okay, so one of the more satisfying things I was doing before Iceborne came out, I was fighting like the Extreme Behemoth, the Arch-Tempered Nergigante with people who needed help. And actually, that was pretty fun. You get pretty good at those particular monsters. You get better and better and better each time you fight them. And then you help some people who are really struggling get their stuff, and it's just kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, in the end, any video game's just a simulation. Like, you can get bored of video games with really cool, hyped-up rewards like Destiny. You just play it long enough, and you're going to be bored. So, you know, take a break, play some Pokemon. I don't know. Go spend all your money on Pokemon cards. So let's see. We played Zitzi Yaku. Let's go ahead and jump up top. Yeah, I started doing the Pokemon card channel as a little side hobby because I realized, you know, I can't just play this 8 hours every day and have nothing else to do with my brain. You gotta break it up a little bit. You gotta have something else you're interested in. It helps. Balzier says, hey, Gameconomist, does maxed out areas and guiding lands lose progress if I hunt monsters from other areas in a friend's guiding land? Ooh, that's a good question. I suspect it does. I suspect it does, but I'm not sure. Alright, hold on. Forge equipment. Dear God, please let me have this item. Oh! Oh, it hurts. Wait, so I'm confused. Wait. This is rarity 9. I'm so freaking stupid, guys. I bet you guys warned me about this in the comment section, and I didn't even read it. Oh my God. Oh my freaking God. That's master rank Zitsuyaku. We just fought a high rank Zitsuyaku for no reason. Oh my God. Oh, what a world. I bet you guys were like, that's high rank, and I didn't even see it. It's gonna be in 1. Here he is. All the wrong signals. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, Jesus. What was the best Iceborne monster, and why was it Coral Puke? Puke with that thick booty. Getting into the water sports. Let's go ahead and grab... You guys know what I'm talking about. Gonna grab this Solum Heavy Bowgun. Are you building the Zinogre Heavy Bowgun? Negative. We're building the... I'm trying to think of the worst bowgun you could build. We're building the Dragon Heavy Bowgun. Eat a meal. Do you have a good gun lance build? No. I mean, yeah, I've played a lot of gun lance. It depends on what you want to do. You know, I've been wondering a bit about wide gun lance. I want to see some wide gun lance speed runs if they're being made. I'd love to see that, to see if they keep up in terms of damage output with the long shelling. I don't know about normal shelling either. I've never been a fan of the normal shelling. I don't like it as much. I feel like normal shelling, it benefits from playing solo and getting perfect control of the monster, but in a kind of wild multiplayer fight, I feel that wide and long shelling do much better. You guys know I mostly just play multiplayer. Because, I mean, how would I get anything done if you weren't carrying me? Zinogre Heavy Bowgun is one of my favorite weapon designs. It does look good. Get the Narga Kuga set bonus for shelling. What? What? Were you talking about spare shot? I don't know what you're talking about. Law Guy. How's it going, Law Guy? Greetings from Sweden. My mother says hi. Aw, that is so sweet. Say hi to your mom. I haven't heard from you in a while, man. Not in one of my live streams, of course. Alright, ZZ. Let's jump over here. Coral Puke is literally a living sprinkler. Didn't you hear about fancy golf courses hiring immigrant pukies? Oh, I can't believe you would say that. HM says, normal is the most skilled of the 3, is probably going to be the speedrun meta where long for casual play. Oh, well that's where I'm going to live right there. It's in the casual play. Nope. Where's he going? Whoop. Oh, well there we go. There's the ZZQ shard right there. Should we fight him? I mean, we're all loaded in. We could just skip him. Oh, okay. I just mounted a chicken. Whee! No! Okay. Otogaren's gonna cause problems. Don't do it. Are we getting a face reveal? You guys want to see my beautiful, beautiful face? Oh man. I mean, it's just gonna remind me of my failed career as a professional model, face model. I was almost, you know, a face model, but I was just a few chiseled chins short, and then I had to go into YouTube, you know. That's how it is in the industry. Didn't you see the foot reveal? I'm knocking all my teammates away right now. I'm sorry, I'm just moving back to my parents for now. Just spending time with them because my mother was recently very sick. I'll move back to my place soon and I'll be more active again. Oh, very nice, man. I can definitely understand that. My mother-in-law is, she's still receiving her chemo treatment. And she's done with her last treatment in October. And the doctors say she's doing well. But I never know what to think. I never know what to think of that because I feel like the doctors just say nice things. Make a Nergigante roll, please. Make it anything. I will get it. What? If I had once a Nergigante roll in the Discord server. Where's CC? Get back here, CC. Where you going? Oh my god. I hope your mom gets well soon. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty depressing. It's tough though because like you don't really know what to say about it, how to talk about it, and it's like it's secretly this really big thing going on in your life, but you know, because it's an emotional thing. But it's what are you gonna cry on camera or something like that? Nothing like that's gonna happen. So it's just you can talk about it offhandedly. Yeah, it sucks, man. Real life sucks. That's why we play video games. Still watching your Pokemon videos. Thank you very much, Log Guy. I've got a number of them already. I've got a number of the videos already finished. Oops, I got thrown off. And they're just waiting to be uploaded, actually. Yeah, I got a bunch of them done in one night. I've been thinking a lot about diversifying the type of content on the channel. You know, I've been watching Pokemon card channels myself to get a better understanding of why people watch. And I feel like... Oh, I think I just knocked him away. I think I knocked them both away. And I think I realized, you know, the pack opening and the mail opening is really fun. It is. But I don't know if I could watch that every day. It's too much of the same kind of stuff. It's kind of like if the only thing I posted to my YouTube channel was me actually playing the game, like gameplay footage. It all kind of starts to look the same after a while. That's what I noticed with the card openings. So I was thinking about maybe mixing it out with interesting, maybe informative types of videos regarding Pokemon cards and you know, stuff that requires perhaps a little more editing, and the card opening will be varied a bit more. Like it won't occur all the time, because if it occurred all the time, it wouldn't feel special. But I don't know. It's a totally new experimental thing for me. And obviously, I don't want it to detract from my main channel too much. It's just supposed to be a hobby, and that's why the videos are unedited, because by being unedited, they don't compete. They don't compete with my main channel for time. But I don't know. Yeah, all these things I'm thinking about. HM says, check the docs and information. Your mother's doing well. Thanks, HM. Check the docs and information. Ed says, I enjoy the sound of your voice. Glad to hear that. Some people don't, actually. Some people are like, his voice is creepy. You should read Everything Happened for a Reason. Great book. I read the opposite. Everything is Meaningless. It's a terrible book. Everything is meaningless and you're all gonna die. You're all just some biological outcome from nature, strictly physics, there's no God, blah, blah, blah. Something Richard Dawkins would write, probably, right? Didn't he write a new book recently? I think he did. I think he wrote a new book recently. ZC being bully, that's right. Log Guy says, try opening some Japanese sets or cards. I could do that, that's true. I'm not trying to collect too many of the Japanese cards, though. I do like the English ones a little bit better. And maybe that's because I don't speak Japanese. It probably is. But I don't know if you watched that, one of the episodes, I opened up a $1,000 Japanese booster box of the vintage rocket cards. I didn't open, I don't mean I opened the box and unpacked the cards. I meant I purchased an actual box itself, right? The actual booster box. And yeah, I think I actually got a deal on it at $1,000. I think that was actually pretty good. But then I'm out of money, right? So I can't, obviously I'm not going to be doing that every episode. That was a pretty rare episode. I think I'm set too on buying those booster boxes. I got one Japanese booster box and I got one English booster box, and I'm just, I'm just done. Now they're going to sit on my desk and look very pretty. Let's go ahead and gather these. Those booster boxes are expensive. Steadfast. I suspect that the booster boxes are one of your safest investments too, because, once you open them, I feel like, it's like this, Log Guy. I feel like there's all these card channels, and they rely on opening booster boxes for content. And what's going to happen is they're probably going to continue to keep opening those, vintage booster boxes. They're just going to keep opening them over time. Guys like Leonhardt, he's got this huge channel. He makes a lot of money, I'm sure. And he can afford to buy a $3,000 booster box and open it for his fans if he feels like it. And this is going to drive the value of the boxes up over time, in my opinion. So the YouTubers are going to open the vintage boxes. There's a limited quantity of them in the world. And each time one gets opened, the rest of them that are still sealed go up in value. So I think the booster boxes are probably easily one of the safest investments. That's my bet. We're talking about Pokemon? Fans says the Japanese cards are higher quality. That's I don't actually know if that's true, but I'm trusting you that it's true. Preston says everything happens for a reason and other lies I've loved. Full title. It is about talking to people with cancer. Ah, I see. Other lies I loved. Yep. Actually, yeah, it all feels more like the indifference of nature, doesn't it? It feels like the world's a dark, scary place and it never really gets nice. You know, like we're nice and you can make an argument that we're from nature. But, you know, we're not even that nice. Humans are not that nice to each other. We do crazy things all the time. We're nice as long as we're fat. As soon as people get hungry, we get really not nice. And then the rest of nature is just horrifying anyways. Alright, let's go to the workshop. Long Guy says, the only Pokemon channels I watch is Max Mofo, because he's funny, and yours, because yours is different content, and your voice is making me melt. Thank you very much. Go ahead and, oh, right. Zinogre Heavy Bowgun. The card printed on a better stock. Ah, that's very good. I wonder why they, is that good or bad in the end for collecting, I wonder? Because I feel like when it comes to collecting, the limited quantity of the cards is what makes them so valuable. Let's go ahead and choose Forge Equipment. Weapons. Heavy Bowgun. We're going to go to the ZC tree and craft this very cheap Deadeye Destroyer. I mean, it's just ZC parts, huh? I can't get over the fact that this guy just goes over and over and over again. I'm never going to unhear it. Alright, let's see. Lightning. I should have plenty of Zinogre parts. We've been fighting him a lot. Oh no, we don't have a large Elder Dragon Gem. I take it back. Lightning Plus. Well, what's the difference between these two? 405 to 420 and that's it, huh? Alright, well I say we get into the grinding lands and we start grinding up a large Elder Dragon Gem. Can we actually unlock a large Elder Dragon Gem in there? I don't know if I have. Let me know if we can. Or if it's just special guiding lance materials. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and put a build together for this first. Okay, there's a spread Heavy Bowgun setup. Take all this off real fast. Actually, I need to see the weapon one more time. So, Lightning. Normal 5. Spread. 6 shots of spread. 2 levels. Level 2 sticky. Level 2 cluster. Poison. Paralysis. No sleep, huh? Thunder. Wyvern. Demon. Okay. It's not quite like the Glutton, but it's because it's got the Wyvern ammo, which is nice, actually. And then, is this Wyvern Heart? It is Wyvern Heart. Okay. Alright. Why don't we go ahead and put mods on it real fast? I just want to see what it turns into. Let's get this Lightning. Spread goes down to low. We don't need that. Don't need that. Is it already at none? It's at low, huh? Close range will be something you desire. Let's put the shield on. This is tempting, actually. The long barrel. Extending maximum and critical range. Sounds like something you would put on a heavy bowgun that's using nothing but spread ammo. Okay, and then close range up, obviously. This is what increases your damage. I mean, it's tempting even to remove this, but for multiplayer, we're going to be using long barrel. Okay. I'm thinking about what equipment we want to wear. I don't think we need spare shot. Was it 6 shots? It was, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think free element ammo up will be enough. I don't think we actually need this razor sharp charm. I think we would be better off raising our damage or our affinity. Ooh, which one? We'll go with health boost. Full on crit eye. Let's remove this. Man, you can't beat that. That's too good. Do we have 8 levels of crit eye? Let's check real fast. 7. Perfect. Alright. And over here, we'll probably go... Could go attack boost. Heyo! There's a donation.
Finally made it to the guiding lands. Thanks for the content, TGC.
Thank you so much, TR Anthony. Look at that, guys. TR Anthony. I'm gonna have some snacks now, man. Well, after the stream anyways. I'm gonna have to replenish my snacks. I have no snacks. I was talking about this at the beginning. I'm thinking about what we really want here. Oh man, this goes up to level 2. Can I upgrade that? Let's see if we can upgrade the dispersal. Is it worth it upgrading it? I'm thinking about it. Let's see, it would take up 2 large decoration slots. I don't know, actually. This definitely feels like it will take some time to optimize. It's one of those things where it's like, do you have the armor memorized yet? And obviously I don't yet. Okay, there's shield. All these new decorations to memorize as well. Man. TR Anthony. TR Anthony has been one of the biggest supporters of my channel. He gives a little bit, but he gives consistently, and it actually adds up really fast. And it's not a little bit either. That's $10. That's actually quite a bit, man. That's like a Taco Bell meal right there. Let's see. Yeah, it adds up quite fast. Wait, we don't do this here. What are we putting in here? I think my mind's still blown from that other day. Whew. We had a bunch of people dropping huge donations at the same time. TR Anthony was one of them, was he not? He was. Yeah, you guys are very generous. Satiated, flight attack, guardian attack, drain expert, fortitude expert. Oh my god. There's way too many of these level 4 decorations to memorize. Let's go for weakness exploit. We're just going to build weakness exploit next, instead of staring at those all day. Weakness, and weakness exploit. Alright, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and build. I feel like we can build max might, because this is a heavy bowgun. HM says scope. Fan says every spread speedrun so far uses scope. Okay. Thank you for the tip. You know what? I haven't used the scope very much because I use like sticky ammo, so that is a good tip. We're going to be testing out the special scope. Alright. Scope. Risky is me and your mama, but we live dangerously. What? Use the scope like a real Chad. Let's throw in health boost down here, I suppose. Okay, health boost is done. And what's our affinity at? 40%. Could you look at light bowguns? We'll do light bowguns. I don't know if we'll do it today. Light bowguns and heavy bowguns go hand in hand. So if you're good at one, you'll be good at the other. Generally. Protection. I gotta stop taking these protection decorations off. Get rid of the long barrel, says Senior Chicano. If you insist. You know, I wasn't really a big fan of the long barrel. But if you're saying I don't need it, I don't need it. Decorations. So we have these level 4 decorations. We need spread shot. is what we need, guys. Let's take a look at what our options are. We don't have a spread shot level 4 decorations by chance, do we? Because that would be... No, we don't. We don't. Let's just go ahead and throw on those spread decorations here. 1. I'm sure I have 2. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Spread shot 2. And then... last slot, probably Fortitude. What do we got here? Fortitude Physique. Fortitude Evasion. Fortitude Attack. Fortitude Expert. Any other Fortitudes? Wow, they really give you a lot of Fortitude options, don't they? I don't really feel like the attack's too big of a deal. I'm gonna go Fortitude Evasion. Wait, I already have Fortitude Attack. I'm sorry. Oh, god dang it, dude. These level 4 decorations, or giant decorations, or whatever we're gonna call them, they are confusing as hell. There's so many of them. Abnormal status effects, like poison. Oh my god, I don't know what I want. Here's Destroyer. Partbreaker health boost. Alright, we'll take that. We'll drop this health boost. And now we got room for one more thing. Will Schmuck says, just became a patron. I know I yell about Lance a bunch, but I very much appreciate all your work and content. Thank you so much, Will Schmuck. Man, I wish there was a way for me to add a color to people in the chat room who have made pledges to me on Patreon. That's really nice, man. Let's go with Destroyer. All of your support is it's crazy, man. It really is. Let's go ahead and give this bowgun a try then. I think we're set. Oh, you know what? Item loadout. Let's get the item loadout. Will Schmuck, thank you so much, man. That's Griffin, Sticks. Where's really Glutton's on the second page. I'm surprised by that. You know what? Oops, hold on. You know what? We're gonna just take a fresh loadout from up here. Craft this ourselves real fast. So that's 1. That's 3. Probably never gonna use that. I mean, we might actually use the sticky ammo. I don't know. Nah, we're not gonna use that sticky ammo. Poison. We might actually use the poison. Paralysis. Will we use the poison? Nah, we're never using the poison. Exhaust, I don't know if we'll ever use exhaust. Wyvern ammo, we will use the wyvern ammo for wake-ups. Trank. Yeah, we'll bring the trank. Alright, and to craft the level 3 ammo, let's grab this. Oops, come on now. Come on now, what's going on here? Alright, Sticks gets pushed down. We don't need as much Sticks. And this gets renamed to Zenogre. Actually, I'll rename it Spread. Alright, I apologize. I haven't been able to read the comment section as much. Just because I'm so... Senior Chicano says, no, charm. What? Really? Oh, we left the charm slot open? Oh, that's wild. Oh, you know what? I'm glad you guys mentioned that, because what I had been planning for the charm slot was free element. And I think I just imagined it, but I didn't do it. Hold on. Okay, so free element, and this is upgradable, is it not? Let's go see if we have what we need to upgrade it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I told myself, yeah, you'll put on the, and then I just didn't do it. Ah, not upgradable. We got some hidden parts. So what we will do, we'll jump into set decoration. We're going to drop Destroyer. We're going to put Tenderizer here. We're going to jump up to Tenderizer. We don't need that one. We're going to put Release Jewel here. So we should have free element. Yeah, okay, we're fine now. So that was my original plan. Remember when I first started, I said we would have free element ammo up, but not spare shot. Because we have enough. We have enough ammo in reserves. We don't need to worry about it. Let's go to Heavy Bowguns. Tareth the Salt Glutton now is Mightening. Sweet. How does that look? That looks okay, right? That's not too bad. Senior Chicano says, I saved the day again. Nice job. Alright, let's head out to the Guiding Lands. Guiding Lands, depart. Bonboro and Kush. Use the Duberhead. Oh, are you being serious? Use the Doberhead? Please make a black Nergigante roll. I will get it. Fayed, I was cleaning rolls out of the server. We had too many of them. Guillermo. Is it Guillermo? Guillermo? Wow, we had Giovanni and Guillermo. What are these cool names? He says, the Elder sells your parts for augments. You need to level that zone on Gunlance so she can sell you stuff. Oh, not Gunlance, Guiding Lands. The Elder Melder sells you parts for augments. Are you running a shield on that gun? We've got one shield mod. God Terrorboy says, soon he's going to forget what a Patreon is. What? Why would I forget that? Johnson says, still think you should do an Elder Dragon investigation to get gem, though. You won't get one in the Guiding Lands. Oh, okay. That was exactly what I was wondering earlier, is if we could get it. Yeah, I agree, actually. Let's do that. I know we just went into the Guiding Lands and we're staring at a load screen. You guys are going to stare at second load screen. We're going to do investigations. So Elder Dragon investigations with high rewards. That's what we're looking to do, guys. If you have those investigations with like a ton of gold rewards or something, let me know. I'll see what I have as well. I probably have a lot, actually. Let's go ahead and return from expedition. I'm sorry, guys. Load screen time. Antonio, he says, where is my Darkrai? I'm trembling from pain. Well, I did actually do a raffle for that card, but you'll have to wait for the video to be uploaded to see the results of the raffle. Who says? Dinho says, have fun. Thank you very much. Nathaniel, is offensive guard good on Heavy Bowgun? No clue. I suspect not. By the way, I really love your Discord and videos, man. Thank you very much, Jacob. Jacob Vuher? I don't know if I said your name right. Jacob. I had a German friend in college. His name was Jacob as well. He might have been, I don't know if he was the smartest guy I knew or the second smartest guy I knew. There was a guy named Brian, and he went on to get his master's in computer science, and he was nuts. He got a perfect 4.0 in every class. He would finish his homework, and then he would go read like some abstract theoretical book on computer science, and that was what he did. I mean, he didn't want to do other things. He's like perfect for that work. It's amazing. J-Matt says, I'm having trouble getting silver Rathalos. I'm level 92 and my coral is 6 and it hasn't spawned. Get it to 7. It'll probably show up at 7. Alana says, I got Ruin Nergigante. Post that Alana, let's get that Ruin Nergigante. It's like, I got Ruin Nergigante. Let's do it. Let me check what I have too, though. Hold on. Because I might have something. It's not just about which monsters we have. We want the monsters with the best rewards. So, because we're not specifically looking for Ruin or Nergigante, we're looking for an Elder Gem. Pink Raytheon, Devil Joe, Palumu. Let's go by reward. Alright, so here we are. Nope. Nope. Yes. 4 player, 2 faints. Velkhana, yes. 2 players, unfortunately. We don't want that. Here's Kieran, 2 players. Here's Velkhana, 4 player, right here. Sinogur. Oops, I saw a Namiel in there. 4-player, 2 lives. Well, let's see. Alana posted a quest. Let's go to join. Available quest. Let's see what this looks like. Ruiner Gigante. We'll go. Just because she posted, or Alana posted, I don't want it to go to waste. So we'll join because we don't want it to go to waste. But after that, we're going to be doing the ones that I picked because I believe they have slightly better rewards. If I'm not mistaken. We should probably just call this Zenogre. Don't you agree? Or maybe Mightening or whatever. It's called Mightening, is it not? We'll update it later. I think I will farm this gun once. I'm done with the Brute Reg set. I really like the gun. Velk has a mantle, I believe. Anybody ever got an off-guard Iron Wall 4 decoration? Just want to know if it exists. It probably exists. You can meld the large Elder Gem, just FYI. I actually know this HM, but I'm out of Celestial Prince. So unless you guys want to watch me do Steamworks for a long time. The other thing I would say is, if it's the case that certain materials are exclusive to Guiding Lands and other materials are exclusive to investigations, then we got to get some investigations anyways. So let's get them in now. We got a lot of weapons to craft. 14 weapon classes. I'm going to be the master of them all, right? I got to figure them all out, and that means making quite a few weapons. C. Johnson says, I'm working on my Luna light bowguns tonight. Luna light bowguns? What? What are you looking at, kitty? Oh my god. Should see one of my cats, the way she's sleeping. She looks ridiculous. Okay, we're fighting Ruiner Gigante, right. So my brain just blanked out. Steamwork is BS. Is it really? Wait, somebody's pinging. Do you have builds for every weapon? Well, I did in the base game. I don't anymore in Iceborne, but I'm ready to make a hammer video at this point. Like, I'm officially ready. I could just do it today if I had time. So we are ready for the hammers. We're going to be doing heavy bowguns right after the hammers. And then, I don't know. You guys can pick the weapon I do next. I don't even mind. We could do longswords next. The longswords are always high demand. You know, a lot of people play longswords. Or we could do maybe a less popular weapon that you guys just really enjoy. Can I kick this guy? Oh, snap. He's actually attacking. Send him in! What the frick? Wait, did that not get guarded? I don't even know what happened there, guys. I was just waiting for the move to end. Oh, we're fighting Nergy. I should have brought the Astair Jerky. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Let's get away from him. Whoa, wait. We don't want to go that way. He can be thrown into the wall a second time, everyone. Ouch. Dude. You don't know me like that. Don't do it, Nergy Party. Oh, somebody just did it. That's exactly what I was getting ready to do. Oh, look at that. 35 damage per shot. Holy cow, man. Strong as ever, man. Spread ammo's the way to go. Especially if your team can hold the monster still. Like this. Oh my god. It's Glutton 2.0! This is really one of the things that the heavy bowgun does well that the light bowgun does not. Heavy bowguns do pierce ammo in large amounts and spread ammo in large amounts. What are you looking at? Bitch! Alright, we should probably put on our other mantle. Whew! Look at our stamina, it almost died there. That probably would have killed us if it did. Oh! Oh no, we didn't add crafting of the, There we go. We're good. We'll fix that permanently. Oh wait, I can actually roll right into this because I have Temporal Mantle on. Damn, look at the damage we got on that spike. Nice job knocking him out of the air. This is much higher damage than sticky ammo, by the way, guys. So when you see like 3 guys using sticky ammo and the fight seems like it's taking a while, it's probably because the game's not balanced for sticky ammo to do well. Sticky ammo is used for KO. You look at the damage on the spread ammo, and that's a much better indicator of what kind of damage you would want out of a heavy bowgun player. So I feel like sticky ammo should be something you use against really specific monsters who are super annoying unless you crowd control them the entire time. Are those white spikes? I don't understand how this guy works anymore. He's confusing as hell now. I think we just broke the white spikes on his head, and he can have white spikes on his arms. Oh, he shouted us off. Let's try and get this done. Is he wounded either way? I don't know if he's wounded. Crafting list. Spread 3. Scope in, Sob. Oh, thank you very much. I forgot about that. Thank you very much. Use scope. I've seen as much as 10 plus additional damage on each pellet or spread. It is a big difference. Where'd he go? Right, I've got a Raider Rider. Let's use that. Yeehaw! Get him, cowboy! What are you doing? Go get him! Oh my god. We haven't used our Wyvern Heart, by the way. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I'm seeing more damage. That's true. I'm seeing 40s, and I don't think he had white spikes on his head at all. Talk about tunnel vision, though. Some heavy tunnel vision. Nice job cutting the tail. Look at these nasty looking spikes on his wings even. Those are nasty as hell. He's gonna get run into a wall in a moment. Nice job on that. Can we take these spikes off the wings? We're not doing any damage. Ree! No, he's more like brrr, 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 brrr. That move is the, what's the name of the monster? I can't remember now. Valstrax move. That's the Valstrax move. That's the Valstrax dash. He has it. He has it in his moveset, and the Everworm has several of the winged attacks. I was looking at Everworm footage again. Everworm has the wing poke and the wing slam. Valstrax did both of those, I remember, because I just recently fought him in GU. How do we not have Valstrax yet? It's like guaranteed coming. They're saving it because they know how bad we want it. I don't know. There's a lot of tunnel vision for that bonus damage. That is a lot of tunnel vision. How do we do on the arm? Oops, got knocked over by somebody. I wanted it. At what master rank can I build the fully upgrade for the Zenogre Heavy Bowgun? Well, I don't think you need to reach master. I don't think you need to reach master rank 100 to answer your question. So I suspect it's below 100. I think you need to be able to fight Zenogre, and you need to be able to get probably tempered Zenogre if I had to guess. HM says, "Oh, it's awful, but this is what playing meta looks like now." The meta. I saw a vid where a guy did 71 damage per shot with the scope. Yikes, that's a lot, man. Grab this little bug. Missed the tail carve. Wow, this chat right now is amazing. Think we got time to do both? No, come on, man. This is so poorly designed. What, does he not turn around until after I've closed my goddamn book? Oh my god, if I miss all the other carves because of this, it's gonna be sad. Oh my god, it's like 100 miles away. Oh my god. Don't go anywhere, I need you. Oh, large Elder Dragon gem carve. I bet you were all thinking to yourselves, what is he doing? Oh man, we can't travel to camps now. Hold on. Hi-ho, Silver! Alana's like, oh no. It's all up to our trusty steed. Can he make it back in time? I don't think we're going to make it. We're too far away. And we can't travel on the camps anymore. But we carved a large Elder Dragon gem from the tail, which is all we needed. And honestly, there's a very good chance we did not carve that from his body. So I'm fine, actually. We got the gem, guys. We're not even close. Let's see how close we get in the last 10 seconds. You'd think they would give you an option to maybe like bypass the timer, like maybe everyone could vote and then it ends, or everyone could vote to stall it, one or the other. It's like a mini game to see if you can get the rest of your carves. Alright, but that's okay. We got that gem and we are set. That was all we were here for. The tail was worth it in the end. There was a very good chance we did not get the gem from the rest of his body. And now we suffer through the load screen. Where are my snacks? Oh, I have no snacks. I have nothing to live for anymore. Nothing. Snacks are my god. And without them, I am just a husk. I'm a husk. Let's go ahead and upgrade this Heavy Bowgun. The tail was the savior to get that gem. It was a gamble, wasn't it? Because you could kind of tell I was too far away, you know? Doo-doo, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Praise the tail. That's right. Upgrade equipment. Oh, perfect. Ta-da! Alright, now we'll do even more damage. And our bowgun looks even more bowgunny. Wow, look at that bowgun. It's a good design. It's nice when the weapons have a nice design, isn't it? It's an ogre. And wait, what's the name of this weapon again? Hold on. I'm so bad at this. Loyal Thunder. Alright. So let's go ahead and change the item loadout. Custom radio menu. Drop that. This is now going to be... Spread 3. Alright, we needed that. Wait. Oh. Dust of Life is fine. Mega Potion, Max Potion, Max Potion. I don't need these. Stera Jerky over here is fine. You know what I do need? You know what I do need? I need... Actually, I suppose this could stay, couldn't it? Hold on. This can stay for now. I'll drop this. I'll put Nullberry down here. If I accidentally eat a Nullberry, it's not really going to affect me too much. Except I'll wish I had eaten a Max Potion, but Nullberry. Yeah, Nullberry's fine. It's a safe place to put the Nullberry. And then we're going to rename this Loyal Thunder, of course. Oh, man. God damn it. So the college I went to, they're having their homecoming, and they're like, you're an alumni, you should come back. What do you guys think? Should I go? Go ahead and close that. I could be like, suckers, I play video games all day. So now that we're done with that, I say that we go to the Guiding Lands and we play with this Heavy Bowgun for a little while. What do you guys think? That's what I think. We got Raytheon, Glavenus, and Great Gyros. That's how you say it, by the way. It's Gyros. Is it? No, it's Gyros. Could you quickly show off your Shara Heavy Bowgun build? Price the Beast. You can absolutely go back. Oh, wait. Did I never show it off? Oh, maybe I just never showed it off. Our PDT says, do you follow, quote, the meta builds for efficiency, or would you rather build for what you want? For me, I would say my builds are meta for non-speedrunning. Does that make sense? So speedrunners, they have very specific like plans when they go into a fight, and the plans are all about keeping the monster fully juggled the whole time, and so they don't really worry about defense. But let's say you were playing multiplayer, and obviously on a team of 4 players, you don't really have that kind of script going on between each other, so it's very chaotic, very hectic. And the truth is, at that point, you have to consider a little bit of defense. You know, if you're playing any other RPG game, you would A, never want to be one-shot, and I would say B, you never want to be in the 2-shot range. Okay, 2-shot range is too risky in my opinion. So whenever I build something for you guys, one of my goals is to make it so that at best the monster has to 3-shot you. So you should have just enough defense that you get 3-shotted. And that might include doing something like getting Moxie onto the build, or it just depends on what you're fighting too. You know, like some monsters, they're really good at doing something in particular, and building one skill to counter that thing would render that monster much easier. So I always do this. I maximize as much damage as I can within the constraints of having enough defense that you get 3-shotted rather than 2-shotted. And those are my builds, and I do consider them, you know, I do consider them very efficient for doing that. Like, look at this. This is very efficient. We got guard up and we got health boost. And we've got Fortify and we've got Divine Blessing 3 when we wear the Rocksteady. So I do consider it pretty efficient still, because we have Crit Eye, Ammo Up, Crit Boost, Weakness Exploit, Spread Shot 2, you know, Part Breaker and Attack Booster, like a little bonus. And by the way, Fortify actually does give you a lot of health, which is what we're about to do. We're about to proc Fortify twice before we begin. Yeah, this is going into a video. We're going to have a video on doing this. Alright. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm fine. By the way, we need the item loadout that lets us knock ourselves out, don't we? think sticks lets us do that. Let's go ahead and pick that up. So, we're in the Guiding Lands, and one of the things we discovered 2 days ago is that you can kill yourself twice at the beginning of the Guiding Lands to give yourself the Fortified proc without losing any rewards. And what happens is you actually do a frick ton of damage to the monster, and the monster can't kill you. So this is what we do now. Put spread in your radio menu before you forget. Whoops. That's too bad. Yeah, frickin' frick. Sounds like we made changes to the radio menu and we didn't save those changes, which is what you're supposed to do. Gameconomist, you get an SSD. Cut those load times in half. If you guys are right about that, I will make a video on it. I swear to God I will. If the SSD actually does cut down on the load times, we're doing it. Tell you what, contact me on Discord if you can. I will really appreciate this. Maybe I'll give you credits in the video as well. I mean, what's your name? It's Dark Harbinger. How's it going, Dark Harbinger? Yeah. If you want to link me to an SSD that would work, because I bought an SSD for my PlayStation the other day and it didn't work. It wasn't like high enough level or something. Like it wasn't a strong enough SSD. It didn't accept it. The PlayStation was like, nope, this is too old. We got to use a better one. And yeah, if you point me toward one that you think would be good for this, then I will give you some credit in the video. I'll do a little shout out for you, and we will test it out and see if it really does cut the load times in half. And I think people would be very interested in paying a little bit of money to lower the load times of their screens, because it's just too annoying. It's too much. Is way too long. Oh, look at this. We did save it. Look at that. We're good. There's AO. Hell yeah, AO. Let's go spread shot the hell out of these guys. SSD in a PlayStation Pro cuts average 15 to 20 seconds per load screen. Got it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and fight Great Gyros. Oh, not Great Gyros. I'm sorry. I thought Great Gyros was in the... We're not going to fight any of these guys. Let's go ahead and lure out a monster, I think. Y'all have brand deals because I'm sold. Lure out monster. None of these guys look fun. I mean, there's Zenogre. We're done with Zenogre. Let's do Ingruga in the Ancient Forest. He's going to be crazy, so this will be fun. Just go with the attack up large. Also, we're going to eat a demon drug as well, right? Mm-hmm. Let's get that demon drug. Doo-doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-bee. Solid state drive. That's right, guys. Every JoJo pee-pee poo-poo without the pee-pee. Alright, he's here. Let's go wreck him. Come on. Gourmet voucher. Holy heck. Now, what do we want? We would take Namiel. Tempered Namiel would be nice, so that we can get our health regen augmentations. Look at him riding the Aptonoth. Namiel would be nice. Who else would be nice? Who else would be nice? Silver Rathalos would be nice. We get the Silver Rathalos armor set done, and maybe a Silver Rathalos weapon or two. Yeah, those would be what we're looking for. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be using Flint Shot. But where are my teammates? I don't want to use it until my teammates are here because it's so valuable. It's better when your teammates are there because everyone benefits from it. About that stream with the JoJo script, well, I didn't guarantee I was going to do it. Let me mention that first. Okay, so it's an idea, but it's not guaranteed. Ooh, bumps. I see 3 people. Oh, okay, there's number 4. Alright. Oh, no. Did he just waste our flint shot? What are you doing, man? I was like... I wanted it. I think I just wasted it. Yeah, it doesn't matter actually. He enraged before I could finish it. I think I might have knocked him out of the air. He was flying still, right? This guy scares the frick out of me. Well, I got fortitude too, though. I should be fine. Oh my god. Look at that poison. Let's help our teammates out with paralysis too right now. Oh, that's a slow reload on that? That's not good. Because you only get 2 shots of it. Oh, that's bad on the paralysis ammo. So we're not going to be using that too much. Dude, what the frick, man? That guy just attacked me like 5 times in a row. Freaking Ian Garuga, he's nuts, man. You've never joined Gameconomist Discord server? You know it's fun, right? Yeah, I gotta get more videos out where I advertise the Discord server, because all my older videos where I used to advertise it, they're all obsolete. Nobody's watching them anymore. So I gotta make a lot of videos. Don't do it, Garuga. Garuga, no! I can't tell how close or far away I am from him with this scope. It's annoying. Okay, this does guard when you're zoomed in. That was one of the things I wasn't sure about. I actually think sticky ammo would work better on this guy. He's too wild. He's way too wild. Are we missing something? Uh-oh. Oh, no, we're not missing anything. This scope's messing me up so hard right now. You know what? Screw the meta. We're taking this scope off. It just doesn't feel right. Screw that extra bit of damage. This is way better. Zoomed out. Oh, way better. Because you can actually see what the monster's doing. Who cares about that bit of extra damage? I feel so damage obsessed in this game. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. This is like attacking me 6 times. He's ready to be flint shotted. Parts broken, nice job. Looking for something we can use. These will work. That'll work. I didn't realize somebody already got him. He's moving to the next location. Freak that scope, guys. That scope was awful. You can't see anything. It's like, yeah, you do a little more damage for being blind, though, basically. And honestly, I want to see. Seeing is very important in this game. 30% is nothing to scuff at. I agree. It's you know, but I don't know if I saw 30%. It looked like it was more like 10%. Was I wrong on that? It looked like it was 10, guys. It did not look like 30. Maybe I wasn't using the scope right, though. Yeah, so you might be right. It's a lot of extra damage, but I mean, we'll have to spend more time figuring it out. Scope's meta for Heavy Bowgun in general, and I hate it. So nauseating to use. Do 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 do. Run over here. He is enraged now. Ouch. Oh my god, man. This guy's the worst. He's so like, they're like trying to make a point. They're like, yeah, he's just another flying wyvern, you know. But did you know he could be insane? Flying wyverns can be the worst. So we're hitting for 30s there. That's 30s on an unwounded head. What do we actually get with this scope? I'm curious. That guy just got wrecked. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's ready to be thrown into a wall. That's 30 as well, guys. Am I using it wrong? I'm probably using it wrong. Teach me how to use the scope, guys, because I don't think I'm using it right. I'm not seeing any significant change in my damage output. I mean, there's 40s. I saw 43s there. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that's wounded parts, though. Oh, do I have to back up? Is that the trick? Jesus Christ. This guy's nuts, man. We get really close. I think you have to be further back. So if we get really close, it drops to 42, and when we back up, it gets to 55. So it's looking like in order for the scope to actually work, you have to be in a really specific range with your ammo type. Let's go ahead and get this max potion. Right, so back here we're hitting for 55s. And I think basically we're on the edge of our... Whoa, where'd he go? I think we're basically on the edge of our range with the weapon. Test the distance on the pole. You'll know because the hair scope changes to show when you're in super critical. Got it. You'll know because the hair scope changes to show when you're in super critical. So we're looking for super critical range. I'm guessing it's when it gets thick, right? When the reticle gets thick. Booty thick. It's meta for Heavy Bowgun, they say. I'll show you the meta. I'm just kidding. No, I won't. Alright, Spirit Vein Gem. Sparkaruga material. Run! A lot of materials. Oh my god, cut it out, man. He's just like, Ree! You want the thickness. Okay, that's what I figured. You want the thickness. You couldn't be more right. That's all I ever wanted was the thickness. Abdallah, how's it going, man? He says, what would you suggest the other mods would be to maximize spread damage on that heavy bowgun? This is what we're running. Recoil is really important. Close range gives you more damage when you're close to the monster, obviously. Shield is useful. You've seen the shield go off over and over. And then special scope is what's giving us the bonus damage. Oops. Did we just mount? What the frick? Scooby-doo-doo-doo. Scooby-doo-doo-doo. And he's down. Nice job, everyone. Oh, not nice. The guy using sticky ammo, you wasted them out. Yeah, when someone's mounted, shoot him in the, like, butt or something with your sticky ammo. You don't want to shoot him in the head. You'll waste it. There we go. You thought you were leaving? Ah, that's too bad. I wish he had hit the wall. Alright, he's out of here. Well, what we can do, guys, we can capture him in the next area. It's probably what we should have done. How's it going? Power versus long barrel monsters are just shiny Pokemon. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I read the two comments together. Power versus long mod, which is better? Which one is better? Who could know? Gameconomist, because of how often you can flint shot, trip, and trap, you can pump out crazy damage with the scope, is all in the teammates. I agree, actually. The ability to crowd control monsters in Iceborne went way up. Flint shot is just like 2 knockdowns easy. 2 free knockdowns. That's why the monsters feel tankier, because of course they gotta be tankier. Alright, nice job. Hey, that's a Barrett. I haven't fought Barrett in so long. He's in the Wildspire Waste, though. Hey, we reached level 7 in the Ancient Forest, everyone. That means that we have a chance of the Tempered Elder Dragons coming out more often, I think. Alana goes, I can't move. Anything in here to gather? Let's see if there's anything to gather. What's the appeal of the Heavy Bowgun? Big damage. Big damage and a shield at the same time, which is pretty rare. Well, all the weapons do big damage in their own way. What is the appeal of the Heavy Bowgun? I would say one of the things the Heavy Bowgun is good at, besides big damage, is also crowd control. Let's go ahead and grab this Mandragora. In the base game, the Heavy Bowguns were well known as having like some of the highest DPS output because of the spread ammo. Even against certain monsters, the cluster bombs were really OP too, because they just simplified that monster by so much that it made it possible to do fast, high damage to them. So they were real well, I don't know if popular is the right word, but they were real powerful in the base game. They weren't bad. They usually scored around like rank 7 or 8 on average, I'd say. Let's go ahead and jump back here. We have Kushala de Ora. I don't know if I want to fight him. I suppose we could fight him. Somebody wanted to see our... you know what? Let's do it. Somebody wanted to see our build for the Ishvala weapon. Solemn Reflection. Item loadout. Solemn. Let's change equipment real fast. Man, that Garuga took forever, didn't he? Alright, so... okay, here's the build. We're using Artillery Secret. Ammo up, part breaker. You notice I didn't even worry about Slugger as much. We're just going for the part breaks, actually. You could do it the other way around. You could really worry about the Slugger and not worry so much about the part breaks. Big Shafters join the online session. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and... oop. Let's go ahead and grab this Shamos. We're going to open up our... is he already going for him? Where's he going? We want this guy. Ha-ho, Silver! You can trip to Aura with spread 3. You're probably right. There's an opportunity to show off the other Heavy Bowgun, though, so let's take it. How do you get Zora materials? You have to mine the ores in the Guiding Lands. There is no Zora materials necessarily. I think it kind of like indicates that Zora died since the last time we saw him, and he died here in the Guiding Lands, or maybe he is the Guiding Lands, you know. So the game doesn't really say it explicitly though. We should flint shot him, shouldn't we? That was easy. Get the next flint shot, really easy, I think. Shot too. I'm curious, can we get a third flint shot? Because I haven't used claw either time. Nope. It's 2 flint shot maximum. Alright, let's get that sticky ammo going once again. Whew. Please KO. There he goes. Sorry, Alana. Didn't realize you were gonna go back there. I'm curious if exhaust ammo will end that enragement sooner. Don't you guys want to know that? I wish I knew. Like, I don't want to tell people to try it out until I really know. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and put on the temporal mantle. Oh, I can't believe he got me with the roar too. So annoying. Oh, he's been knocked down. He's ready to be thrown into a wall again. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. We were both we had the same good idea, but we were causing it to waste the claw attacks, weren't we? Oh no, that's not what I was trying to do. Oof. Oh, how did that? Oh, it's because of the auto reload, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and reload this, by the way. Oh, and he's down. Is he KO'd? He's not KO'd. There we go. There's the KO. Go for the wingtips, I think. Try to watch carefully for when the other guy starts using sleep ammo. I don't want to wake him up when we put him to sleep. Get this reloaded real fast. Let's go ahead and take off the temporal mantle as well. I mounted the monster! Alright, so now that the monster's mounted, we want to shoot him in like the legs or something. We don't want to actually cause him to be KO'd, because then you're going to waste the mount if you do that. So we shoot him in the legs and enjoy the mount as a team. And we still do damage. You know, that's why people like to end the mount quickly, because they're like, I'll just get more damage. It's like, well, you can just use your... Oh man, he stood up fast, didn't he? Now would be a nice time to put him to sleep, but that's okay. No problem. I was going to ask the same thing. What? My stolen build is artillery 5, guard, peak performance, special ammo boost, health regen, shield, special scope, wireless night mod, power barrel. I don't know if I agree with everything on that. The special scope, I don't think it affects sticky ammo. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think it does. Uh-oh. Alright, he's trying to get the flint shot, I'm sure. He's in the air, so you didn't have to turn him. Oh, maybe you did. Look at that. He didn't actually fall down. That's always sad. What happened? Why did I get knocked down like that? And he's enraged now. What a waste. That's too bad. So, I was right. In the video that I released today, or last night at 6 a.m. in the morning, I said that it seems like if the monster's flying high enough, you can't necessarily just knock them straight out of the air with the flint shot. You actually have to drive them into a wall in that case. So it seems that that's actually accurate. I knew I'd seen that. Now's probably a good time to consider putting him to sleep or something. Feels like that point in the fight, you know? Oh, God. Did he get... Io got paralyzed. Io got paralyzed by the bugs. Nice. Okay, he's being put to sleep. Perfect timing on that. I wasn't even firing my sticky. Heh, you're a cutie. I have artillery 5. Oh, no. He's ready to be thrown into a wall. Oh, we got him. He's in the big pee-pee poo-poo right now. Well, maybe we just saved his, we knocked him over, but maybe we saved his Sade, because it looked like he was using his Sade. And it looked like Kushala had flown out of the way of the Sade, so we might have just saved him, his files. Can we get another KO? It's a good position for, yeah, there we go. Nice job. Oh! Getting knocked around, aren't we? He has a frick ton of health. He's not even tempered as far as I can tell. He's just a regular Daora. I was going to ask the same thing. What? Oh my god. Shoot. Man, how much health does he have? Are we having trouble with getting damage on him? He's not tempered. I figure we'd be making him limp by now at least. I've gone through all my ammo. Usually that's a sign that we should be done. I'm out of my clusters. I'm nearly out of my clusters. Kushala footprint. Oh, did he just land back here? Oh, there he is, almost dead. Very good. That's gonna hurt. Look at that, 5,000 plus 100, or not 5,000. Almost 700 damage is my point. Just shy of 700 damage per shot. Please hit that tree. He didn't hit the tree. Oh, what the hell? He ran all the way down there, though. Holy smokes, man. That was a really far run. I can't believe he hit that wall. What was that all about? That's not normal, right? They don't normally run that far. Oh, God, he's up in the air again. Probably just shot that guy. He's dead. Nice job, everyone. Kushala take... Oh, wait. He is... Okay, he is tempered. That's why he was taking so long. It looked on my map like he was not tempered. Do they not show up as tempered on the map? Strange. Now I'm confused. I thought when they're tempered, they show up as tempered on the map. Do tempereds have more health? They absolutely do, yes. Io says, I strongly dislike Kushala. Who doesn't dislike Kushala? That guy's freaking ridiculous. Who does not dislike Kushala at this point? No monster is more annoying than Xeno. Sounds like a challenge. Loyal Thunder. Eat a meal. We'll go for Attack of Blarch. Yes. What are these sound effects, man? We're waiting for a new monster to come in. We could work our Coral Highlands up to level 6, probably. I'm sorry, up to level 7. I would be happy if Kushala was replaced with something else, to be honest. Yeah. It took me 28 minutes to beat Shrieking Legiana because the regular Legiana didn't leave and we were getting roared every 20 seconds. Yeah. It's almost like they're trying to tell you, go ahead and use that, go ahead and use the Earplugs 5, wink wink. You're never going to be able to dodge all these. It's kind of annoying. Kind of very annoying. We got like one monster to fight. What's up with that? So Kieran. Kieran's in the Highlands, is he not? Coral region. He's an elder dragon. Of reputable annoyance. Where is he? He's gonna be over here, guys, if you want to join up. Ooh, signs of a turf war. This should help us. Nice. There he is. There's My Little Pony. Can you ever update the analysis progress by simply gathering? That's another thing I'm curious about. You know, I actually received an analysis just by gathering bones once. And I was like, okay, so now we know that happens. And now I'm curious if it can actually upgrade it as well. If it can actually add progress to it. Grab this as well. Where you going, buddy? Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo. Slashberry. Is this Kieran tempered too? Yes, he is. He is a tempered Kieran. Where are you going? Alana says, big bones here. I bet. Bet there's some big bones here. Alright, we got one other guy over here, which is good. Whoa, will he aggro to me? I thought that the Elder Dragons don't aggro. Looked like he was trying to aggro to me there. Alright, the gang's all here, right? How many of us are there? 3? Who are we missing? Missing someone. I don't see them on the map even. Oh, he's mad. We ready to throw him into a wall? Let's throw him into a wall. Whoop. Oh, he's already enraged. Interesting. That didn't take much, did it? Should we still try to use that scope? Even for Kieran? Kieran seems like he would be real dangerous to be using that scope on. Well, we've already got the weapon drawn. Let's go ahead and keep shooting him while he's down. Don't do it. Yeah, see, like being able to see where the thunder spots are is kind of important for this fight. Because it tells you if you should keep shooting or if you should guard. How did that hit me? What the frick? I feel like they might have nerfed guard on the heavy bowgun quietly with no one looking. They might have been like, yeah, that's too strong. Let's nerf that. Savage Joe. Uh-oh. Ruh-oh. There you go. I wanted it. Really important that his parts are wounded. The bonus damage, the debuff on the monster is so valuable for 4 people. We should just never be attacking him unless he's wounded. That got guarded. Seemed like my back was turned to that. Real pros never let go of scope. Time to be a real pro, guys. You heard him. Scope time! Real pros, not the fake pros. Oh, it feels awful, though. Oh, man. Can we break apart on this guy, maybe? Those are some bad hit zone values. He's gonna roar. Yeah, he roared. Does music change? That Kieran's ready to be put into a wall. I can't, though, because I'm getting attacked by Savage Joe. How nice is that? Get him! Oh, good. I was gonna be upset if that didn't land. There's our 55 damage. I mean, it is more damage, isn't it? Can't argue with that. It just feels terrible. Well, who would want to use a weapon this way? Oh my god. We backed up to like the perfect spot and everything. I guess actually I recognize his moveset enough that I kind of know when I'm in danger. Just by looking at what he's doing with his body. Throw a raspberry at Kieran, then capture it with an Ultra Ball. Oh my god. Well, we're doing good on damage. He's already almost dead. Look at that. Kieran the pushover. Kieran the little beep. The little bizacch. Ah, that's too bad. He's still enraged, actually. Oh, he almost killed me with that. No, don't do it. Don't do it! Part's broken. Man, we got a lot of analysis coming up, don't we? Seems like that's the way to do it, to have like 3 of them going and then to fight stuff. Just seems smarter. Wasn't sure if that was going to land or not. I had to zoom out. This is what I was complaining about. Either you lose crazy damage and drag out the fight, or you use this obnoxious scope that feels and looks horrible. Kieran is just a little beep. That's right. A little bleeblorp. A little schlip schlop. How did we come up with our bad words, you know? You ever wonder that? Did they just sound right? You know, you're like... There was a point where human language didn't have any meaning, right? And people were just making noises like cavemen. And then they decided, you know what? That particular noise, it means frick the heck off. And every language, it's a little bit different, you know? Oh, he's gone. And I know a lot of the language did come straight from Latin, right? But, you know, it's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? We joke about pee-pee poo-poo, but really, I mean, the S word, right? Scheiße, is just another way of saying poop, right? Fecal matter. Fecal matter. Why didn't we say that? We don't shout that. We shout shit, you know what I mean? We don't shout fecal matter. It's just not, I don't know, maybe it just doesn't sound dangerous enough or something. It's got to sound good. It's got to sound extreme. What the frick? It's one of those things I think about. Why do we say this or that? Gonna call a girl the C word. Cutie. What did you think I was gonna say? Kieran isn't hard anymore? Question mark, question mark. Not when you're using the scope on your Zenogre Heavy Bowgun and dealing like 7 million damage. Wait, is this still here? Oh no, it's gone. What is this? This is another bone pile? Is this a large bone pile? Alana says turf, huh? Okay, thank you. I'll check that area out, Alana. I'm sure I'll see it when I go for that big bone pile. Was that the big bone pile right up here, actually? This might have been the big bone pile up here, guys, by the way. Right here. I think this might have been it. That's really hard to see, actually. Yeah, I saw it, Alana. Glutton 2.0. It's Glutton 2.0. Hey, Gameconomist. Did you know there's an Ogre Heavy Bowguns 2.0 Glutton? I actually did. That's the funniest part. Like, when I was looking over the bowguns, the first time we fought Zenogre, and I'm like, oh, it holds 6 shots, huh? Oh, it has a low recoil, huh? Yeah, that's going to be the replacement for the Glutton Heavy Bowgun. But then it's like, from then on, every single time I'm streaming and using the Heavy Bowgun, someone's like, did you know this? I can't see it. I don't know. It might just be you. I can't see it. We're going to check down here for that large bone pile. Yeah, we can't see the big bone pile either down here, huh? Cool. Interesting. Let's grab this net. We grabbed signs of a turf war over somewhere else, didn't we? Gunpowder fish. You know how to find the good bones. Lots of hard bones coming your way. Lots of hard bones coming your way. Tell my wife that in a message. What? I see it. Did I already mine it? I guess I already mined it. Hey, here's some bones. Io says it was up here. You were up here. No, go away, Savage Joe. We don't want you. No! Oh my god. Go away. Gathering bones and everything in this area, that levels it up, does it not? I believe it does. Coral Highlands is very easy to get the mining outcrops and everything. I feel like they're more visible than other places. It's because the ground and everything is just like a lighter color. I think the Ancient Forest is one of the harder places to find the stuff, but, you know, you'd start to recognize it pretty quickly. Is it possible to level up all 4 areas to level 7? Nope. You can level up roughly 2 areas, but not 3, not 4. Because when you level one area up, the other areas are leveled down. Log Guy says, Economist, am I pregnated? What the frick? Oh, you ever read like something cringy on the internet and he's like, somebody will use impregnate you with my thoughts or something like that. They use the word in that because I suppose a long time ago in the English language they would say they would use the word pregnant not just to mean like literally pregnant, but to mean like he was pregnant with thought or something like that, right? And it just sounds so cringy as hell. It's always some cringy guy using it, you know. Oh man, some guy who wants to sound really intelligent, really cultured. I read Shakespeare. Oh no. Oh no. Guys can get pretty cringy. I've probably been cringy plenty of times in life. You know, we're all trying to market ourselves as a interesting individual worthy of having sex with you. That's what it all comes down to. It's all about finding a partner and having children. That's why your brain wants you to stand out from the crowd, because it's like if you stand out from the crowd, you get to have all the sex. That's how it works, right? You get to make all the children. So all this behavior, all this stuff we do, and it's all just based on our brains trying to get babies made, right? That's what it's all about. Your brain just wants you to get babies made. Go make them babies. It's easy to make babies. Just find someone and be like, you want to make a baby? They're like, yeah, make a baby. These days, we don't want to just make babies. We just want the pleasure, right? We want to feel good. No babies. Babies when we're 50. We've got things better than having children now. Isn't that the craziest thing? Like, who wants to have children when you could go on vacation and have a flat screen television? Just watch some Netflix. Nobody like wakes up in the morning and says, man, you know what sounds fun? Having children. Ooh, there's Rune or Nergigante. Let's go fight them, guys. Nobody really wakes up and says, you know what sounds fun? Children. I feel like I know this more than the average person, too, because I had so many siblings. I had a family of 11 children, all from the same parents, right? So mom was always pregnant. Babies everywhere. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Television and the movies and books, literature, They describe children as like this special, precious thing, and it's just, oh man, beautiful memories with my family. They never really describe like, maybe more like failed families where you have like a psychopath child that you have to deal with. You know, you ever the school shootings, right? So you'll have some kid shoots up a school, kills a bunch of kids because he's a crazy guy. He's a complete psychopath. Maybe not a complete psychopath, but he's got something wrong, right? Whatever the case is, he's got something wrong. And they don't tell you what it's like to live with that person. Imagine being trapped with an immature psychopath. That is what it could be like to have children. And they don't really say that. You get like the, oh, don't be like Ebenezer Scrooge. You gotta have a family. Jarvis, how's it going, Jarvis? He says, for science and good content, keep up the great work. And as a side note, my daughter is the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm glad to hear that, man. And obviously, we have to keep having babies or the human race disappears. I mean, it is important. It's just, sometimes it's fun to talk about when having a child is not the best thing that happens to you. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So it's like, getting back to what I was saying, you could have a kid who later in life is a murderer, right? Think about the guy from Colorado who he killed his wife and like his 2 daughters, and he like stuffed them in an oil tanker or something like that. Some really bizarre thing. That was somebody's kid, you know? And it's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe he wasn't that great. He was, I don't know, actually in that case, I think they kept talking about how he seemed so normal. Isn't that always the case? Somebody commits like some horrible crime and they're like, oh, I never could have seen him do this. Are you kidding me? Humans are crazy, man. I could see him doing it from like a mile away. Of course he did it. He'd probably do it again. He would do it again if his reason was good enough. He's like, yeah, I want to have good sex. It's like, I'll kill everyone. That's humans in a nutshell to me. That babies can be just as crazy as the adults. Not always, but they can be. Yeah, psychopath sibling. You ever see? I had 11 siblings. Some of them were really pleasant, by the way. Some of my siblings were. I have an older sister, and she's so generous. Like she does nothing but help. You know, if one of my siblings is in trouble, she's like there. And she's just a good person. It's crazy. It's crazy because when I was younger, I didn't appreciate it that much. And then I got older and I'm like, wow, some of the kids sucked and some of the kids were really nice. And it's just, it's almost like having so many siblings. It's like living in an experiment. It's like living in an experiment. But yeah, so it was an interesting thing. I think living in a big family actually ended up having a big impact on how I saw the world later in life. Kids are the worst, says Sayura. No, I'm saying they can be the worst. That's the thing. You have a kid, and probably the majority of kids are normal, happy people. But I'm telling you, some people are just born bad, and there's not a lot you can do about it. They're just born with bad social skills. They don't have like the ability to be considerate. Really crazy stuff. They have low self-control, right? And you know, if you ever really experience that, it kind of gives you a different perspective on children rather than what you're kind of told to think of them by a lot of, I don't know, just society and television in general. It's like, yeah, children are beautiful, we gotta protect them, they're the future. Some children are not the future. Some children are going to jail after they do something like murder your dog. I don't know. Sea Green Sugar Cube says, I can't imagine living in such a large family. Neither can I. It was horrible. I heard Zenogre Heavy Bowgun is Glutton 2.0. Yeah, it is. You weren't a psycho. You were just a badass kid. The coolest kids were the ones who did all the bad things. Alright, he needs his parts wounded real bad. Also, he can be thrown into a wall, so we're going to do that first. Nope. Alright, I'm going to grab this dragon pod. Did I even grab it? Dude, I'm like trapped. Okay, we're hopping off. Kids are the best. They don't have to take that much of responsibility. I'll date you for your Pokemon card collection. Hey, baby, you seen this Charizard? For my Pokemon card collection. When she sees your first edition Charizard. Whoa, what the heck? It's like I pushed the button and nothing happened. Oh no, we're wasting my temporal mantle. Hey, hey GE, did you know that Zenogre Heavy Bowgun is 2.0? Wow. Wowee. Whoa, really? Thanks for telling me, I didn't know that. Wow. Can't wait to tell everyone. You're not gonna believe this, guys. Ah, I'm dumb. Bad timing on that. You hear that, Orion? What? Frick that, and I don't want to listen to and worry about a screaming baby for 2 years and more things after that. Well, let me say this too about having children. You know, I think it's actually really important to have children. Like I said, the human race has to continue. So you got to replace yourself, and especially, you know, I think if you're a good-looking person and you're doing well in school and successful in life, you should especially have a lot of children. Society needs you to have children. Society needs you to have children if you're a successful person. So at least replace yourself, I would say. You know, I think that in the future there will be a real serious issue of humans not wanting to replace themselves, because it's like I'm saying, we've got all these toys now, and the toys are so good. They're way better than what our grandparents had. Our grandparents had, like, I don't know, they had like the paddle with the ball on it, and you'd hit the ball back and forth. You know, with the string tied to the ball, whatever they call that. Our grandparents didn't have good things. You know, we have the internet now and 3D video games, and it's like, it's easy to just be sucked up into that rather than making babies. So making babies is a chore, but you still gotta do it. It's gonna move on from a thing you do because you enjoy it so much, like making children, to this thing you do because you have like a responsibility to do it as a human being. That's my opinion for the future of baby making. Unless you're already living in a place where you don't get internet. I think if you're living in a country with no internet and no Xbox, no PlayStation, you're probably having babies. But, you know, once that gets solved, once you have all those nice things, it's going to be a problem no matter where you go. Everyone's going to be choosing to relax and enjoy the finer things in life rather than changing diapers. And that's not, there's going to be plenty of exceptions. Plenty of people will want children so badly that they'll have children young. But I think the majority of the time, people are going to be having children at like older ages. You know, focus more on getting into a nice house first. That's what I'm doing. My wife and I, we want to move into a nice house with a yard, and then we could talk about the babies. Baby time. Baby time. I'll let you guys name the children, legit. You will get to name the children. I'll tell my wife, she has no say in it. I'll say, my YouTube subs, they get to pick the... I'll let David Larson pick the baby's name. Senior Shikano says, North Korea. What? Yeah, maybe. Sea Green Sugar Cube says, I don't know, man. 90s and O's action figures are so much better than toys now. What? Law Guy says, when he puts on the condom, when he puts on a sleeve on Pokemon cards. The sleeves on the Pokemon cards are better. Oh my god, that's pretty funny actually. Support my channel, support my channel, support my channel. Let's check out SG Live's channel. I want to see it. Does he actually have a channel? I'm gonna go look. I got an automatic shield on this weapon. I'll be safe while I look. I want to see if he actually has a channel. We're gonna go to YouTube. Sorry guys, I know on screen I'm not doing anything, but I am doing real things in life. S.G is alive. Well, there is an SG Live. I don't know if it's the same guy though. I don't think it is, because there's no periods in the name. It's 9 videos. Let's see if he plays Monster Hunter. That would make sense, right? No, this can't be him. This has got to be somebody else. I don't even think he has a channel. Maybe he's like a Twitch streamer. Alright, sorry SG Live, we got to, should we hide the user, I guess? We're gonna hide him. You can't be spamming! Man, even if you were here to advertise your channel, you gotta advertise it better than that. People are gonna roll their eyes when they see that. Big Papa Page. How's it going, Big Papa? He says, you're being quite the silly Billy. Silly Billy. Silly Goat Gruff. I would like 1 or 2 kids, but not anytime soon. Yeah, see, you know, it's true though. There's just so much in life that's both expensive and desirable. It's hard to have children at a young age. It's crazy to think our grandparents were having children at like 18. I mean, So the reason I have 11 siblings is because my mom was pregnant at 18, right? She got started right away, and they just didn't stop. They just kept going until they were 11. So, you know, it was kind of like 20 years of her being pregnant, my mom, because she would take like a break. Like there would be 1 year pregnant, 1 year break, 1 year pregnant, 1 year break, and you do that for 11 years. It's like 22 years, right? And the idea of doing that now, can you imagine being an 18-year-old girl getting pregnant just to have like 11 children because the Catholic Church wants you to have 1 million children? You know, it just isn't, it's not going to happen anymore. I don't think it's going to happen like that anymore, guys. I don't think people want that. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Whoops. Oopsie. At this point, David Larson owns you now, and he's going to own your babies too. We're going to let David Larson can name my first child Rumpelstiltskin. Some kids that are 14 years old sell drugs. Yeah. Some kids that are 14 years old are psychopaths. That's the thing, people. You know, we hear about adults who do psychopathic things like murders and all the bad crimes, and you just gotta remember they were babies first. They were little kids first, and they were not fun to be around, I promise you, because I think I had a sibling who might have been a little crazy. And it's just, it's not fun. Alright, let's go ahead and put this on. He's ready to be driven into a wall. Use a trap on him, we can capture. Slade, he's gone. Nice job, everyone. Daycare is hella expensive for no reason. Well, it's expensive because, you know, if you're using the daycare, it's because both you and your wife work, which means that you have a dual income, and that means that you can afford to pay a ton for childcare. Let me tell you how much you can pay for childcare. When it's cheaper for your wife to stay at home, or you to stay at home and take care of the kids, when it's cheaper for you to do that rather than childcare, then the childcare is too expensive. But if it's actually that you're making more money for you to pay for the childcare and both of you to work, then the childcare's not too expensive. So let's say your wife is bringing in an additional $40,000. The goal of the childcare center place would probably be to price itself around $30,000 a year. That would be what I would try to do as a childcare place. I'd be like, they can afford $30,000 and they'd still make a positive $10,000, so they're gonna do this, unless she really values being at home with the child, which I don't think people do as much anymore. You know, my wife is a software engineer, and I met many of girls in school who were graduating with a computer science degree as well. It's kind of exciting, you know, to go to work and to do some cool stuff. Changing diapers, you bond with the kid, yes. This is another thing. There were so many babies in my family. When I was like 12, I was like an expert diaper changer. You think my mom changed those diapers? She didn't. We changed it. The oldest siblings did. So by the age of like 12, I was already an expert at changing baby diapers. And it's not a bonding moment. It's just kind of like you wiping shiza off of a baby's bottom, and the baby cries and pisses on you, right? You know, if you're unlucky, if it's a bad day. It's kind of like labor, you know, it's kind of like a labor job. You know, if you're moving box from point A to point B, it doesn't require a lot of thinking. You just kind of do it. That's what changing diapers is like. That's what cooking is like. Cooking doesn't always require a lot of thinking. So it's not necessarily a satisfying career pathway, and taking care of babies is kind of like that. You change their clothing, you make sure they don't kill themselves, which they often, you know, they'll want to grab a knife or something wild like that. They'll try to stick something in their mouth that doesn't belong there. And then they poop, and then you change the poop, and that's it. You feed them, and they cry. You listen to them cry and pretend as if it's not driving you insane. So it's kind of like a labor job. It's just, it doesn't require you to be especially intelligent. Considerate, yes, you need to be considerate of the baby, but intelligent, no. You don't have to be very smart. So there's all these jobs now for women who are real intelligent, or, you know, just more intelligent than changing diapers, and it's a more satisfying thing. You make your own money, you get to make friends at work, you know, and you get to feel like you're doing these accomplishments, and you're involved, and your brain's more engaged in what you're doing. And changing diapers is just like the opposite of that. We need robot nurses, guys. That's what we need. That's the future. The future is going to be that babies are going to be raised by robots. The Japanese will figure out how to make some cool-ass robot, and the robot will change your baby's diaper for you, and then you can spend more quality time with the baby and less time wiping poop off of someone else's butthole. Because that's all it is. You're wiping poop off of someone else's butthole. That's what changing diapers is. Really not that fun. There's no like cathartic, rewarding, you know, saving moment of it. None of that is just bad. Darth Greed, he says a suggestion for a baby name, cash register. Oh my god. Speaking of which, I forgot to update the snack fund for Jarvis Binks. Do not worry, Jarvis. We're updating it right now. I appreciate that, man. It's a lovely donation. I could get some pizza with that, to be honest. I could get some snacks with that. I have no snacks today. You guys will notice, you do not hear me eating any sausage, because I have no sausage. And it's making me quite sad. Cash register? Oh my god. I'm gonna be like a Hollywood star and give the baby some weird ass name. If I was a Hollywood star giving my baby a weird name, it would be like Rumpelstiltskin. It would be something really weird. I'd be like, it doesn't matter, we're famous. Who cares? He doesn't have to get a job. Who cares what his name is? You ever know? By the way, man, when I was working for Coca-Cola, one of the interesting things for my particular job was I had to go from retail store to grocery store. You know, I went to all these stores in a day, right? Usually about 5 to 6 of them, and it would be in different cities sometimes. And a big part of my job is I had to talk to store managers. That was a big part of my job. I had to talk to a variety of managers. There would be somebody called a receiver. This was the guy who he would actually allow you to unload your soda into the store. I had to talk to the grocery manager. He's the guy who would tell you, like, okay, this is where the soda's going to go. And then you had to talk to the store manager, where you simply said, your soda's in, thank you for having me. By the way, here's this promotional thing Coca-Cola would like to do. If you're interested in this, let me know. So you talk to a lot of these high-end guys, right? The receiver, he was almost like a manager. He was like a special kind of manager, right? And every store and every retail store has these. So if you've never heard of a receiver, he's a very important dude. He works in the back room, right? He's a big deal. He's the guy who controls what goes in and out of a grocery store. So he's a big deal. And you talk to these guys every day, like at 6 different stores in different areas, and you meet so many of them. Here's what I'm getting to. None of them had weird names. None of them. They all had the most bland, boring, and normal names. Henry, Rick, John. John was a real common one. It'd be like Tony. You'd have, they were all super normal names. Eric. You never heard of a guy who had like a special name, ever. If it was a manager, he had the most freaking normal name you've ever heard. Boring as hell. Bob. David, right? Actually, there were a ton of Daves. I'm remembering this now. There were actually a ton of Daves, and there were a ton of Erics. It's a very bland name, very safe name. And so if you want your kid to, I don't know, be viable as a manager somewhere, be sure you give them a freaking normal name. Even if you want your kid to be special, right? You name them something very straightforward, because it opens the doors to being a manager. I swear to God, not a single manager I met in that job had a weird name. Not a single one. There wasn't one point in my job where I went, huh, that's a strange name. And instead what happened was I noticed this pattern where they all had really freaking normal names. That's what really happened. And that's why I'm talking to you about it today. It was one of those weird things I experienced. Let's go ahead and jump over here. Dark Harbinger says, hey, Gameconomist, you're a snack-a-lackin'. Yep. And his name is John Cena. I'm naming them Zoomer. So that's what I'm saying. Not a single manager was named Zoomer. Hey, Mr. Zoomer, I finished filling the shelves in the aisle for... Nope. You're saying, hey, Mr. Eric. You know what I mean? You know, it's probably a little... I don't know. Yeah, it's just how it is. It's probably a little bit similar for your politicians too, but I would say for politics isn't straight business, so politics probably leaves the door open more for a bit more individuation. Let's go ahead and see if we can lure anything out. Let's talk to a handler and report these investigations at least. Ooh, look at all this good stuff. Naming my kid Garuga, huh? Maximilian. I often wondered if maybe it had less to do with the name and it had more to do with the parents. You know what I mean? Like, if you named your kid, let's say Dave, right? You're probably some very mild, normal parents who, you know, no nonsense parents. And I'm thinking that maybe you raised your kid in a really normal, mild way. You know, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're this parent who's not eccentric, you might have raised your kid to be more manager-like. And I think that does have a little bit of an impact on your how your kid actually behaves. Name your kid Xbox right trigger. L1, L1, R2. Loyal Thunder. How long is this? We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes for the stream. Let's have another hunt. How weird of a name is Tobias? It's not too weird. I think that one's alright. In my profession, mean very little along with appearance or background. Let's go ahead and lure out monster. What do we got? Oh, we got a Namiel. Hell yeah. Let's do Namiel, guys.
Okay.
Alright, now luring out Namiel. Law Guy says, I'll get tons of kids, and I'm going to name them Water Sheep, PP Popo, Sven, and Jorgen. Sven and Jorgen don't sound that bad. Those sound kind of more normal. Name your kid Fierce Bone. I actually remember when I was, there was a point right before I got my job at Coca-Cola where I worked at Sam's Club overnight. I had an overnight job at Sam's Club where we just stocked the shelves, right? And Io fainted. What did you do, man? Oh, is he resetting Fortitude? He's resetting Fortitude, I'm sure. Ooh, maybe we should do that. Hold on. He might be having a good idea with that. I think we should reset our Fortitude as well, because we're going to have this last fight, and I don't want to lose any rewards. Get my suicide build out here. Yeah, he's got the right idea, actually. Name your kid Pee Pee Poo Poo. That's right. You know, and I'm sure sort of the established names things is probably dying down a little bit, you know. I'm sure you could get a job as a manager without a fancy... I'm not fancy, but I suppose the word is very boring, very safe name, right? Like Dave. It's a very simple name, and it doesn't make you feel like your parents were eccentric and weird or... Oh, no. I'm gonna need a ton of these to kill myself, because I just ate. But yeah, I'm sure these days people, it's kind of like tattoos, probably kind of like tattoos. You see names more eccentric, and you see people not dressing in suits and getting fancy jobs despite that. But yeah, it was an interesting thing to observe. It was. Name them Keanu Reeves so they can be breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. Reeves is actually a pretty normal last name. I don't know how he came up with Keanu, though. Maybe Keanu's like an Asian name. But Reeves is a normal name, last name. HM says, if your family names you something dumb, the government will let you change your name for free. Is that true? I didn't know that. That's a good idea. Changing your name, by the way, guys, it's like $100, isn't it? I think it's $100. How's it going, David Larson? He says, everyone just name your kid Safari Dave. Problem solved. Let's go ahead and get this Loyal Thunder. Item box, manage items. I recently learned that I was going to be an uncle. I'm only in high school, but I feel so old. Oh, you don't know, man. I have 11 siblings, and most of them have children already. I'm the one who doesn't. I'm like the only kid who, I guess, practiced family planning. I think the rest of my kids took their cue from mom and dad, to be honest. How many I'm trying to think how many nieces and nephews I have. My oldest sister, she has like 5 kids. Oops, come on, that's not what I'm trying to do. Here we go. And we already reset the items. So, hold on. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 nieces and nephews right now, but that's it. Oh, I see. I need a steak. That's what I was doing. Let's go get that steak. So having your rations filled out is actually valuable here because it allows you to use the clutch claw more. So we don't skip out on rations anymore. Topster says, what's important in life for you? Yeah, that's a really tough question. You know, a lot of that has to do with your religious beliefs. And I don't have any specific religious beliefs. I've reached a point in my, I guess you could say, religious debate over what's real and what's not real. I've reached a point where I've decided it's not really a good idea to be agnostic. When you're agnostic, you're basically saying I don't know what it is, and then you're saying I'm open-minded or something like that, or maybe you're saying I'm close-minded. Either way, but the point is, just saying I don't know is not an answer to the origin of the world, life, humans. So you know they exist, so you know there must be some reason or explanation. If there was no reason or explanation to our existence, then nothing matters because logic doesn't matter. So let's assume logic matters. So we exist for some, not necessarily reason or purpose, but we do exist and there's some explanation to it. And the question is, what do you think that reason or explanation is? And I don't know, man. It could just be physics. It could be what we want it to be is some loving, conscious God who's watching over us and he cares if we jerk off or not. You know, he's looking into our lives, going, you know, he's watching us like there's how many of us are there? There's some crazy number of humans in the world. And he's watching over us and he cares if you eat that extra donut because you've been a glutton, right? But see, I don't think I buy into that. And so it's really hard to say what's important in life. If you want to talk about what's important in life from a biological perspective, I've already talked about it. You got to go have children. In fact, if you were going by a pure biological perspective, you would have as many girlfriends as you can, and you would get them all pregnant. That's what's important in life, from a nature's point of view, is how much did you pass your genes down. And who knows? Maybe that's all life is. Maybe that's all life is passing your genes down. You wouldn't really know. And it's frustrating not to have a more secure kind of evidence for what created the universe. It could just be physics, guys. It could just be nature. And then in that case, even if society doesn't agree, your one job should be passing as many of your genes down as possible, because everything is just a competition for natural selection, right? And natural selection wants to know how many babies you made. That's it. That's all there is to it. But if it's more complex than that, if there's like some conscious being and he's like judging you based on what you do, then you're kind of sitting there going, well, what does he want me to do? But, you know, we all got cell phones now, and the funny thing is, in the past, everyone was like, oh yeah, God visited me, God did this thing with the bush, and now we have cell phones, and it just never happens now, conveniently. There's no God in the bush. That's because if there was, you'd just record it. You'd just record it, it'd be easy. Everyone would be like, oh yeah, you really saw that, huh? Okay, we believe you, you recorded it. You know, it's very easy to have corroborating evidence nowadays. To be like, yeah, like 4 of us saw this. Or a whole stadium of people. Conveniently, all the wild God things from the Abrahamic religions, they all happened in a time before you could actually record anything. They all happened conveniently in a time before science and technology. So it's kind of like, we're told very strongly to believe in these Abrahamic religions, or maybe you're in like a Buddha religion or something like that. But it's like, there's very, 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 very little evidence for it. And yet we still have to answer that question, like, where did we come from? Where did the universe come from? Is the universal order? If there's a conscious being who made the universe, what the frick does he want? What happens after we die? Oh no. Ah! Unfortunately, I don't think this Namiel is tempered. Heyo!
You need snacks. Go buy some snacks on me. Go buy some snacks on me.
How's it going, Saul Cruz? Heck yeah, man. I need some snacks and some Pokemon cards, man. Jarvis, he says, good men should be rewarded by society. This is the best I, as an individual, can do as part of a society for now because we live in a society. Another note, God is more likely the collective interactions within reality. So, a few things, Jarvis. Who determines what a good man is? Society? What if you're an evil society? The second thing I would say is, God is more likely the collective interactions within reality. And the next thing I would say is, says who? It's like, this guy over here thinks that you're wrong. Prove him that you're right, and you just can't. And that's the problem with religions. So that's why you end up being agnostic, but then if you're like me, you realize, well, the answer to the universe isn't I don't know. So there's some answer, you just don't know what it is. So we live in this lack of evidence and lack of knowing, but it's got to be something. And so I'm not satisfied with being like agnostic about it, and yeah, it's really frustrating actually. I let me say this: I would hope that it's not nothing. I would hope there's more to the universe, more to reality than just this star exploded and humans came out of it after like 1 billion years later, and that's it. I would hope it's a little more than that, than just indifferent energy exploding in a universe that exists for some reason, right? I would hope there's more to it than that, and I think that's why religion actually still exists in 2019. We're all super educated. And it's dying down actually. I think that's something that's happened. I think more and more people identify as non-religious because we think we're super clever. We're all like atheists with our atheist books. I was like that for a while. I was like, huh, you believe in God, you're an idiot, right? Well, not like, I wasn't that severe. But you know, I thought I was really smart because I would be like, yeah, I don't believe in Jesus anymore and all that stuff. But, you know, more time has gone by and I actually think less of atheism than I used to as well. I think atheism is kind of just as naive as most religions. Because there is an answer to the universe, and you know for certain that it's strictly nature as much as a religious person knows their particular God. That's why I would say. And we can observe nature and be like, oh yeah, this all makes sense from a natural perspective. But it's just when you go backwards far enough, you're like, okay, well, where did that come from? All right, well, where did that come from? All right, but how about that? You just keep going back far, like, where did the universe come from? Oh, it's just self-made by numbers. It's like, where did the numbers come from? Who invented numbers and logic? They just always were. It's like, but why? It's like, it's hard. It's an unsatisfying answer, I suppose. What is the origin of everything is a very, very, very difficult answer. And it starts to make less... the idea that it's strictly nature begins to seem, I don't want to say less convincing, but less certain that it was strictly nature. You know what I mean? I also do think that a lot of the Abrahamic religions and religions made by humans, I think they're mostly traditional things that try to answer those questions. The same difficult questions we have today, what's important in life? And of course, you don't answer that question, what's important in life, without asking the religious question, where did we come from and what is our purpose? You can't really answer that what's important in life question without all the other thinking. But you know, those were the religions that were successful and probably in creating children in stable societies. Somewhat stable. They're not all stable. Society's only stable in the year 2019. You never know. In 10 more years, we could all be at our necks, at each other's necks. Feels like we kind of already are. No heaven for you. Ah, dang it. Hypertian says, actually, I like the idea of our existence being entirely random chance. It means our fates are truly up to us. Well, no, I wouldn't say your fate is up to you at all. One thing that's certain about you is that you're not self-made. Your parents made you. Your parents, if you trace them back, they had ancestors that supposedly... nature selected them in the process that we call evolution. Those animals came from somewhere, and what? A star exploding? That's not a fate up to you. That's almost the opposite. You would describe that the other way around. You would say that there is no free will. That's what you would actually conclude. You're simply a product of nature. Everything about you, 100% is a product of nature, and free will is an illusion, and that's what you would conclude from that. And you would have to have some complex explanation for humans' ability to supposedly choose things. But people have done that, if you listen to a lot of the guys like Sam Harris is a good one. He talks about free will being an illusion. And there are, they're lengthy to listen to the explanations for it, but there are ways to try and, because you can just be imaginative about it and come up with anything that sounds the most reasonable about the idea of free will. So you can say, yeah, well, this is how we have free will, and here's my there's no God explanation for it. There's no free will explanation for it. You are not going to believe in God when Ray Jane comes out. There is no God. Jarvis says, example, don't murder, don't cheat, don't lie, don't steal, blah, blah, blah. I think what he's saying is you're a good man if you don't do those things. But that's not true at all, Jarvis. So the argument is actually more like this. Without God, suppose there's no God. The argument is don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. unless you can get away with it. See, it all changes at that point. So let's say you're the strongest man in society. You've got the money, you've got the guns, you've got control of politics, you've got control of business, you've got control of the military. You very likely do anything you want, including having as many children as you want. So the idea that there's these rules on who's a good man and who's a bad man is imaginary. There are no rules. The rules are who has the most power. And that's what happens when you believe that you live in a universe where there's no God. Essentially, the human being becomes God. You are able to do as much as you want as long as you're capable of securing the power you need to do what you want. And this is why people will sometimes, humans are always in search of a better society. We all want a utopia, essentially. That's what we want. We want a utopia. And we're often wondering, how do we accomplish this? But the reality is you never really have a utopia. What you really have is power or not power, is strictly that. And the funny thing is, often the societies that have come closest to utopia have typically been the societies that are religious, ironically. Not the secular ones. The secular and the extremely non-religious societies tend to end in just as much murder by your government as many of the religious ones have as well. It seems like it's just in human nature to kill each other and to seek power, which is what's really going on, in my opinion. You all have your own opinions. Of course, it's not a crime if none know. But it's not just about none knowing. It's about none being able to do anything about it. It's power. Sam, white supremacy is the worst supremacy, and I won't talk about Zionism. What? Oh, you're talking about Harris. Well, you can do that. But I listen to everything, man. That's the only way. You've got to listen to everyone's opinions. Philosophy and Monster Hunter. What a utopian afternoon. Look at this guy. Oh, I interrupted him. He's out of here. I forgot you could do that. I'm so used to using the pods now for doing the flint shot on the monster that I don't even use them like I used to anymore. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody's calling out the tail over here. I didn't see that cut. Might makes right. That's exactly right. Might makes right. People hate that saying. And yet here we are facing China, where they never truly offered freedom to their people. They're still a communist party, and their leader has, an indefinite term where, I don't want to know about all of the crimes that they've committed. The thing is, you can't call them crimes. It's their government. They can do what they want. And the government doesn't necessarily afford you the same freedoms that you have in a country like in Western Europe and America. And so when you scoff at this idea, might makes right, or people are like, oh, that's a terrible way of thinking and we don't agree with this. And yet it's true. What are you going to do about China? You want to go to war with China and force them to be democratic? If you forced China to be democratic, it would just be another example of might makes right, wouldn't it? Might makes right. Democracy works as long as we have enough guns to make sure that democracy works. See? So, and as soon as enough people with guns decide they don't like democracy, democracy actually ends. Yeah, it's a crude way of thinking. I think it's actually the most accurate way of thinking. It's not a utopian society to believe that might makes right, but it's also an illusion to believe that might doesn't make right. It's not accurate. Might makes right, and I would say altruism makes life good. Altruism. Together we all agree to be nice to each other, and that's an altruistic decision that you have to make. And people are often making these altruistic decisions for religious purposes. They say, you know what, I'm religious. I believe that I am going to be judged, and because I don't want to be hecked in hell forever, I'm just going to be good. But, I mean, that's another might makes right. God has the might, and he's telling you what right is. And then you're just doing what he says, because you want to be rewarded and you don't want to be punished. It's another might makes right. So it's just the way of the world, really. It's one of those dark things about reality that you don't want to talk about, or you might get depressed if you think about it for a while, or you might get annoyed talking about it, like, oh wow, we're so woke, look how woke we are. Might makes right. Yep. It gets annoying to talk about it too much, even, because I think people are these days opening their minds up to thoughts and ideas that were perhaps more complex than when they were younger, and listening to Bible thumper preachers and the Bible thumper preachers would just say something like, be good, and also please leave me money in my donations basket. That's what the preacher would say in the past, right? And we're open up to these more complicated ideas that it actually is annoying at some point. Like, oh yeah, you're so woke, you're so smart. And people, you know, they just want to live in a nice society and not have to think about all this stuff. I think human nature is, it does lend itself toward society building and building a nice society, but when you get down to the gritty nitty details, you end up looking out in the world and very different societies developed, like China and Western Europe. Two very different versions of a society, and the question is which one's doing better. And some people are going to argue America and Western Europe, and then some people are going to say like, yeah, but look at China's economy, they're going to explode, and if they become the world power, you're going to have a weaker argument about the consistency and the viability of democracy. It's funny, democracy works until everyone in the democracy sucks. Did you guys ever think about that? Imagine living in two different imagine living in two different democracies where everyone has a equal vote and an equal say in the creation of the law. And in one case, imagine living in a society where everyone is strictly a criminal. So imagine if you took around the world the very worst bottom % people. They're unproductive, they're violent, they're rapists, and you just concentrated them into a group, and then you put them into their own little land, and you said, all right, this is a democracy. Would you want to live in that democracy? I wouldn't. It's going to be a shit democracy. And so the funny thing is about democracies, they work, they do, they're really nice, as long as everyone in them's competent. That's really important. So democracies work as long as everyone's in them is a really good person. And I think that democracies will ultimately fail if everyone in that democracy is kind of a bad person. It's kind of like socialism. I would actually be okay with socialism. I'd be like, yeah, let's do this, socialism. You know, in what case I would be okay with socialism? If I went into a socialist society where everyone's already rich. You know what I mean? Because nobody's going to ask for the socialism. Nobody's going to need it. So socialism, I believe, you know, there's always this argument going on right now in politics, because in American politics, socialism is a big deal. The Democrat Party is leaning really heavily toward increasing taxes and increasing social benefits, right? They're all about that right now. And the conservatives are like, you guys are going too far, right? That's what the conservatives say. And that's the funny thing about socialism. Nobody really asks for socialism when everyone's already rich. It's always when everyone's poor. That's when everyone starts to ask for it. And so if you could choose what socialist country you lived in, which one would you rather live in? A socialist country where everyone's poor, or a socialist country where everyone is pretty much wealthy? And of course your answer is going to be wealthy. But the funny thing is, socialist countries do happen to develop when everyone wants money. Like, yeah, I need that money, I'm poor, please give me the money. And I just don't feel like it works. I don't feel like that. That's usually when socialism fails very quickly. It's when you're poor and pretty much just asking for more handouts. And I totally understand handouts. Like I think I mentioned earlier in the stream, my mother-in-law, she's having her last chemo treatment at the end of October. And my in-laws, they went bankrupt over having their treatment, their cancer treatment. They went completely bankrupt. My wife and I are dealing with 2 mortgage payments because of it. We're like totally loaded down in debt. And it's like, you have to do it or your mother-in-law dies. You don't have an option. And then at that point, you start to say, well, it's life or death, time to ask for socialism. You see what I'm saying? And it would only be logical for you to ask for it at that point. It doesn't necessarily mean the socialism's good for society, right? If we were to get all... if we were to turn into, you know, like survival of the fittest edgelords or whatever, we would say, well, if we invest all of this money in Gameconomist's mother-in-law, would she necessarily contribute that much money back to the society? Probably not. She's older. She's not the CEO of anything, right? So if you spend all this money on her cancer treatment, as a society, if you spend that money, you're not seeing it. It's just going away. And as a society, the smartest investment of the money would be in a person where after the cancer is healed, that person goes out and they're so productive that they earn all the money back. At least that. That would be breaking even. But we don't think about that way as a society. We don't think in those terms because it's almost like, it's a very uncaring way of thinking. And yet it's the difference between going bankrupt as a country versus not going bankrupt as a country. It's a very hard decision. It's why politicians are often like, they have psychopathic traits, because they're supposed to be making difficult decisions. Although these days you would think that politicians, the only thing they're supposed to do is A, make you angry, B, make you like them like a popularity contest, and C, give you free stuff. Quote, free stuff. So it really is difficult. The whole thing it gets kind of back to this theme that the world's just really not a good place. Surviving is just this dark, horrible thing. You realize life's really not that great. What's important to you in life? I don't know. Eating cookies, I guess. How's that for an answer? Having some cookies and sausage and playing some Monster Hunter. All right. I've been ranting, actually. You guys got me talking. How did you do that? We are at probably 2.5 hours. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. Let's head back. I'm going to check out these Namiel parts. Yes, leave this item. Let's head back. Let's see if we can do a health regen augmentation after that fight with Namiel. Probably would augment my hammer first. Master rank 112. Sea Green goes, I went from beating Fulgur and celebrating to standing in my kitchen staring out the window. What's it all? What's the point of it all? Let's update the... I'm going to update the snack fund for Jarvis Binks. Jarvis, thank you so much for that donation. Today, I'm having pizza and cookies. So you end up becoming a hedonist if you think about this stuff too long, guys. I'm warning you. Stay away from that. No more thinking. God is real. Be a good person. Contribute to society. Have as many children as possible and teach them all to be of the same religion as you so that the religion perpetuates itself. And pay your taxes. All right, let's see. All right, health regen. New member, Antonio. How's it going, Antonio? When you become a member of the channel, you get access to all of my terrible emojis, including the shuckle emoji. How's it going, Humongous? Humongous, you joined at the wrong time. We're about to end. But first, we're going to check out these health regen augmentations. Loyal Thunder. The Grinding Mallet. Oh, no. Wait. Tell me I saved that other loadout. Wait, I did. It's right here. Ruinous Obliteration. Milk Ham says, I can't take it with me. Or I can't take it with me. That's actually a pretty good comment on a donation. I can't take it with me. Passing out those black pills. Y'all have a good evening. Let's go ahead and see what the augmentation on this is like. I don't know. I guess this is often, you know, I spent a great deal of my time when I left home as a 17-year-old and then, you know, 18-year-old. And what happened was I spent a great deal of time completely alone. No parents, nothing. And when you're alone for a long time, you actually have to kind of start filling in the void with thoughts and, you know, asking those kind of questions like what's important in life because you have nothing to distract you. You really don't. You know what I mean? Antonio, he says, bro, you did thank you very much, Antonio. Man, we're going to get double cookies today. So we did get some materials, but I'm not seeing... We're still missing some materials for that health regen augmentation, and I really want it. That's too bad. Let's see, can we do any of them? We can do Rubbery Shell. Well, not Rubbery Shell, I'm sorry, defense increase. Really don't care for that, though. Affinity increase, attack increase. Yeah, we want the health regen, though. Alright. We'll have to try that again next time. For the Heavy Bowguns, let me think about it for a second. There's one thing we haven't done for the Heavy Bowguns, so we're not quite done with endgame Heavy Bowgun builds. Forge equipment. I would say we're still missing out on normal shot, which might be provided by Ruinous Destruction. So it's got normal 5, normal 3, I'm sorry, with 5 shots, recoil of 2, which is good. That's the recoil you would want. Somebody told me the Fulgur Anjanath Heavy Bowgun was really good for normal. Hold on, let's get down there. Where is it? Devil Joe, Kieran, Ishvalda, Bone Tree, Anjanath. Here it is, Anjanath. Fulguration's Roar. So negative 10% affinity, 435 attack. Deviation is high, 6 shots of normal ammo. So you get just 1 more shot, basically. But your recoil is also not 2, it's actually recoil 3. So You you gain a shot. You also gain some more recoil, which is bad. I suspect that you could actually choose this as a better heavy bowgun for normal ammo. 465 and 0% versus 465 and 0% affinity versus, where is it? Not Glavinus. Oh, why am I so bad at this? I'm not bad at this. They should have this in alphabetical order. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Attack of 435 and negative 10% affinity. You get one more shot, but you gain a level of recoil, which is bad. Deviation is high, which actually is also bad when you're using something like normal ammo. You jump back up here. Deviation average, attack 465, affinity of 0%. You do lose a shot of the normal ammo 3, but your recoil goes down. So your recoil is, you shoot faster because you have lower recoil. So I think this might be, let's see if we can just craft it right now. Why not? Let's just see if we can craft it. Crimson Kadashi. Oh, here we are. We cannot. We need another large Elder Dragon Gem, and we need Nergigante Hardclaw. Very good. Alright, and then let's wrap up there. We're at 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's supposed to be 2-hour long footage, because I got so much to work on. I got all these videos to work on, and now I'm not going to get as much work done. I'm going to do the wave. Alright, guys. Do not despair. Go out and have a cookie. Oh, and thanks for saying hi, lol guy. Bow gameplay, please, Poppy. We could do bow sometime soon. I'm actually not as skilled with the bow, so I'm scared to wade into that area. I've used the bow a decent amount in both the base game, or in the base game. It's just that I know that the bow is a very dense weapon to learn, so it's actually a lot of work. Whereas if I were to focus on something like longsword, that also would fulfill another weapon class, finishing another weapon class, but it could be done much more efficiently. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.